Hey, guys.
What up?
Hey, Johnny.
What up?
New music? Is that brand new or?
It's old.
Well, brand new on the intro circuit.
Sort of. I've used it a few times in the past, but
we got to make like a whole I was thinking I'll record a track and then I'll send it off to you and then send it out like a Straturday night composition. Just
I've got a track I can send you, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was working on some garage band stuff. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. So yeah, welcome everybody. It's so weird not using the microphone. My computer froze again, so I'm restarting so I can jump back on. I'm on the MacBook here. Having such major computer problems. It's horrible.
Why don't you just buy a new computer?
Or use the MacBook as your primary? What's
Uh,
wrong with the MacBook? Isn't it like a couple years old only? I mean, I have an old MacBook, but it's like 12 years old.
It's like a year old, but it's impossible to do all this stuff on this. It's
USB and extra monitors. I'm sure it's got the little monitor jack. Like there you go. Yeah.
One of these type of deals.
That's why I love my little Chromebook that again, I told you, like when you're looking for a computer for $150, a refurbished Chromebook that, every school in America has, 1,000 of them literally. And so they get refurbished and they get recycled. This one's great. I mean, I've been using it.
Right.
Well, until my audio goes out of sync and until we do have some issues, but and the camera makes me look yellow,
It's funny. I have several computers in this room. The one that I'm using is obviously a newer machine, but I've got a Windows XP machine off to my left in case I need to use it. Then I've got an old Dell Vostro 1400 laptop that is a tank. That thing is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
It weighs like 19 pounds, but it's got, it's one of the early great laptops, and it's one of those like really well made. Like you could hit it with a sledgehammer and it would still fire up. And I keep that too, just in case. Because let's face it, there are certain things that you can't do with Windows 10 or anything like that. You still need an XP machine or something laying around, whether it's old, like if I want to use some old vocal elimination software or something like that, I do it on that and then mule it by a stick onto you know what I mean? It's another tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that computer has never crashed. I've never had a problem with it at all. The only reason why we stopped using those is because they stopped updating that operating system and nothing is made for it anymore. But it's as good a computer as I've ever had. And I still have, there's no reason for me to have that. I've got two other laptops, one that was provided by work. And then we got a new network administrator who said any computers older than 2 years old, you can't have them on our network, for security purposes. So the company built me this computer like 5 years ago and gave it to me like 26 months after they built it. So I got it for free.
Yeah.
So I have that, and then I have another computer that they had to give me for the network. So it's like I'm not a computer guy.
Same here.
So Johnny, if you need one, I might have 7.
Yeah. I've got at least 2 laptops. I've got 2 desktops that haven't been working for a couple of years. I got another desktop Mac Mini that's awesome. That's just like as good as one of the old, as good as a full-on Mac Pro.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
So is it one of those ones that's just the monitor and the keyboard?
No, it's a little. I mean, you can't even see it. It's just a little, like 7x7 box, and then it's got all the peripheral. You plug everything into it, the keyboard and everything, or whatever, Bluetooth and that kind of crap. So I know Johnny's itching to get the show started, so let's go.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm just restarting this computer.
Restarting and that stuff.
I had the same problem earlier.
We stalled the best we could for you, Johnny. It's on you now.
Okay. Awesome. Welcome everybody. See, you can probably hear this.
Oh yeah, it's a little more janky.
It's awful. It's awful, but
it's not as bad as other podcasts we've heard. So.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it. Speaking of podcasts, this will be a podcast a little later on at some point. See, that's the other thing too, is I do all my podcast work, all my production work on this main computer. This main computer was built for audio production, So
nowadays you can switch over to a new computer and I remember when my first Mac died. This was like what, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and I had nothing. I just had a Tower Mac, and that was it. And then now, 5 years later, I've got an iPad, I've got 2 laptops, and for the low, nowadays you can get them for $100.
I have an iPad too, but it's too slow.
Yeah.
It won't do. It's just, I
mean, not to mention my phone and other stuff. It's like,
how about the iPad Mini?
Within first 5 years, it's like I've got over like 5 different ways to access online or get it with a webcam or any of that good stuff.
Oh, I mean, I still have old. I mean, the problem with old
there you go,
phones is they become useless. They're just MP3 players after a while.
You can still use the camera.
I take the iPad Mini with me, like if we do a remote or something like that, and I need internet access. So I just take that with me because, I mean, let's face it, you can put it basically in a book bag or whatever like that. I don't worry about it. I just I just hook it up to my phone hotspot and use that for any email or anything we need to do if we need to do any work, computer work, and it's cheap and it didn't cost. So it's another one of those things where you don't have to bring a full size iPad with you. You just bring the little Mini, and that Mini is like the first generation Mini, so it's not like it's got anything new on it, but it does what I need it to do. It'll browse, and I can get email off of it and do video if we need to.
Yeah, that's good.
But the funny thing about it is there's that whole either Mac or PC, like that sort of cult of, it's like Dave or Sammy or, that kind of Bon or Brian is Mac or PC. I have both. I have no problem using both. Surfing porn, you should always use a Mac because they're less susceptible to viruses.
Good to know out there.
But audio is audio, so an MP3 is an MP3 as long as you're and even now, like the newer Audition and newer Windows-based DAW programs will read MP4s and AAC and all that stuff. So the proprietary audio thing is no longer
all crossover. Yeah, I mean, it's been crossover for 20 years. So
that's what I use. I use that. I use the new Audition.
Yeah, so I actually use Audition 3 because it's free. I don't want to, and you don't have to do the licensing. Like it's not subscription based. It's standalone.
Johnny, would you buy a used computer?
What was mine?
Plus Odyssey.
My
great deals.
Yeah, Adobe Audition that I've been using for years is the CS 5.5.
Yeah,
and I know I've been using it.
Suite.
And I've been
Creative Suite.
Yeah,
I've been using that for at least 8 years. At least.
But it must update. I mean, because I have this subscription to Adobe, and it updates every.
No, this doesn't update.
So you've stayed with the same thing.
I've stayed with the same thing forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Although I do have access to Adobe on the.
You're paranoid about updating. You're paranoid about.
He's paranoid about everything.
Yeah.
Well, the truth is, my computer is so old I can't update it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't update my computer at all.
It's time to buy a new computer, Johnny.
So you need a new one.
No, I know.
But you can get tower computers for like $400 now. A good tower computer.
You could get a good workhorse. Yeah, you could get a great workhorse for $400. Sure.
And you've got a Fry's Electronics there in California. You can go there and build a computer for $300. So
there's nobody in there.
I know, but you can go in there. You can go in there and that Fry's Electronics is awesome. I mean, as long as you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you go into a big box store to get a computer when you can have a million other options online?
But it's not. But
cheaper or
you don't. It's not. It's like Fry's Electronics on the West Coast. John is like. Remember the old micro centers on the East Coast where you walked in and you could buy thing piece by piece? That's what it is.
Big choice. It's not remember Clerks. Big choice.
Yeah, big choice. I'm not even supposed to be here. I'm wrangling. But yeah, so you can go in and you can piecemeal build a computer for like I got a DVD CDR Ripper drive, external for $24. Back in the first, when I had my first DVD Ripper, my first CDR, that kind of deal Ripper, it was like $300. This thing, $24, and you can get a brand new Hewlett Packard external
because
DVD
nobody
drive.
uses discs anymore. Nobody uses any kind of disc media, really. You know,
It doesn't
really
matter though.
phased out. That's what
24
I mean.
bucks.
Same here. I got like a 4K disc drive that I got with my latest monitor, and I mean, they're cheap. I mean, it's just a little standalone unit that's USB and works perfectly. Burning all my old DVDs, and it's cool because I mean, nowadays they expect you not to use DVD media or Blu-ray media, so they expect you to export it into your computer, into your hard drive. So all the whole lot, you know, everything that all the DVDs that I've had, I've been burning those, and you know.
Well, it's clear I still keep CDs around me and stuff like that, and all those.
The hard media is good to have too. Yeah, I mean, I still have the old DVDs as well.
You sure?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Are there CDs back there?
Yeah, I've got and you've seen my room. You've seen I've turned the camera, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more bookcases packed full top to bottom with CDs. And then there's this one here, and then the one behind me. And by the way, that bookcase, not that I'm telling anybody, but wherever it is, over there, that bookcase, that bookcase is actually a false wall that I can slide back, and there's fucking shit back there too.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
secret room?
Not really.
Dungeon?
It's just
secret dungeon?
No, my ex-wife built me that bookcase, and it's like on casters because I needed the storage space for like guitar cases and all that shit. And it turned out to be like I've got dumb stuff back there, like radio prank stuff. Like I've got like the mat to play football, Coors Light football for a bar game. Like I've got all that, like all this dumb shit that I'll never touch because those books have weighed that thing down so that it weighs like 600-700 pounds. It's a bitch to move, so I'm not moving it now. It's not going anywhere. But there's nothing valuable
it's a time
back
capsule
there.
Now it's a time capsule.
Essentially, yeah. If and when I did, because I rent this house, I don't own this house. So if and when I decide to move, when I open that thing up, I'm going to be like, "Huh, there's where that is."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
there's more CDs back here.
I know that. No, there's no
much
CDs
stuff
back
that I've
there.
lost to storage that I can't. Yeah, it's terrible.
I
all
think
my video games.
I think there are Hulk fists back there, like the big green fists.
Oh yeah,
that when you punch them, they go. Urgh. I think I have some of those back there.
Hulk smash.
Like dumb shit. Toys. 52-year-old guy with toys.
Hey man, we don't.
You gotta hide them somewhere.
That's right.
Oh, this computer.
Still restarting.
Well, it restarted. It's not letting me open up Chrome now.
Oh man.
It's having problems, man. It's not good.
So I guess you're doing the show from this computer tonight.
Well, if I got it to work.
Oh, good.
Earlier.
You sound fine. I mean, you really don't sound bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know how Johnny is. Johnny has to have his microphone and has to make sure it all sounds good.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling you, man. And you guys laughing, but like the little USB, analog audio USB thing is plug it into USB, and you can go 8, one for the mic and one for the headphones, and it's just you can plug an SM58 into it, an analog mic or RE20, whatever you have.
Yeah, I've got that Scarlett.
Just good backup to have. They're like $10 on eBay. I mean on Amazon, really, brand new.
Yeah, I've got the Scarlett that I use for my primary, and then if this shits the bed, I can just unplug and plug into a Behringer board and go into the back of the computer with an 1/8-inch stereo. So
yeah, I have my nice Tascam. I have a good Tascam one that's like a good 2 input with mic input, real mic input, and that kind of stuff. But
yeah, you can do all that stuff on your own. Or if I really needed to preamp, I could probably preamp through that pod if I wanted to, because that's got a mic out as well.
Is Dave listening?
I'm missing it. It's an inside joke.
Good tip here.
Oh, Dave's audio. His audio.
That's why I love analog. Just go analog all the way until it gets into the computer, and then it's what you're getting, and you can monitor it and everything. So anyway,
these browsers are crashing.
Well, let's say hi. Let's say hi to some people. It's already been 15 minutes, so I think
it's the Opera browser that just crashed everything, man.
The Opera browser. What's that?
Opera or whatever.
Oh,
I think once I downloaded that, I think that's why everything is just
never. I've used
slow.
Firefox or used Chrome.
I use Chrome all the time, but it's not letting me open Chrome. Okay. I can let me try.
By the way, thank you, Brian Spalding, for the compliment on the little diabetes shirt. That's nice of you.
Yeah, I was looking at that. Is that a new shirt? That's a great shirt.
It's the little
Mancuda
diabetes.
needs one of those.
Yep. It's the that is the special.
Perfect.
Wow.
If I dye my hair red and put that 50 pounds back on, I bet I could actually do this for Halloween.
Bet you could go pass for Little Debbie.
Man.
Yeah, you might be able to do that.
Ike, hey man.
Who else is out there?
Ike is here.
Settlemeyer, Crazy
Ike
Coach
is here. Hey, Ike.
Ike.
Hello,
I guess
Ike.
Ike.
What's happening, gentlemen?
Nice to meet you, Ike.
I don't even know Ike.
I don't know Ike either.
I'm Ike.
Hi, Ike. Now we know each other.
What's happening, dudes? Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit of a technical difficulty and the webcam. It doesn't work on this computer, but it works on this computer. So, yeah, sorry, I got.
Yeah, Johnny's got the same issue.
Yeah,
like that. And the captain's in the house.
Hey,
hello.
What's
Captain.
up?
Hey, Ike. What's going on, man?
Technical difficulty, same old shit.
Yeah. It happens, man. It happens.
Oh yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Can't complain.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
Cold beer.
Life is good.
Yep. Cold drink.
Yeah, can't complain at all. So, are we live? Are we in the thing? Or are we?
Yeah,
we're live.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, I got.
What were we talking about? I don't know. What were we talking? Little Debbie. We're talking about Little Debbie. Little Debbie.
I like that shirt, man.
Thank you. I've never had Little Debbie, and I don't mean that in any sort of a,
Yeah, they're the real ghetto kind of like.
Yeah, it's not good, right?
Not good. No, it's wax. Okay. Very, very waxy. You get a Little Debbie cake, and it's like wax. You're eating
all right, good.
Sweet wax.
Yeah, I'm not. All right, well, I'm not interested in getting it. It gets in the way of my Miller Genuine Draft because I'm
go for
all about the finest of beers.
Or Hostess. Hostess is the way to go.
Yeah, Hostess or Drake's.
Yep, Drake's.
Standard Twinkies. Those are always the fail-safe, right? Like,
what's that?
Yeah, Twinkies, cupcakes.
Yeah.
Hostess those are always like home based in case anything.
Or what is it? Pop-Tarts? Was it Kellogg's? I don't know who does Pop-Tarts. I love Pop-Tart. Good Pop-Tart.
Kellogg's.
I think I've had 6 Pop-Tarts in my whole life.
Oh,
I've never had a Pop-Tart.
Oh.
So maybe
never had one.
The s'mores are the best, I mean,
yeah,
that's been my go-to for years.
Another weird one for me is that a lot of people have had is like SpaghettiOs. Like that. Like, I guess people eat that shit.
My dad's a fan of SpaghettiOs. My dad
I'm on Team Chef Boyardee. I'm not Franco-American. No thanks.
Yeah. I'm Italian. I can't eat that shit. It's that's like poison.
Yeah, I don't eat a lot of junk food. I stay away from the junk food. I mean, I like a steak. I want a steak and potatoes with a side of steak and potatoes.
Sure.
Sounds reasonable to me, man. I can do that.
Yeah, the occasional potato chips or burrito or something like
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen, welcome Johnny Beane.
Hey,
Johnny Beane in stereo.
Thank you. He's multiplying.
Oh, but it's lagging. You see it?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you got to sacrifice one of them.
Oh. I might have to just
turn your head back and forth.
I can't hear. I just might have to restart my modem.
Yeah, but if you get rid of one of the streams, it should the internet will have more bandwidth. So shut one of them off and you'll have more bandwidth.
How's that? Yeah,
pretty close.
Still lagging.
Not as bad as mine was.
Everybody's got all their Van Halen stuff in the back over there.
You what?
Who?
I said most of you guys got Van Halen shit all in the background over there.
Oh yeah.
Where's yours?
Yeah.
Where's mine?
Wait, look at his.
Mine's
There
right
you
here.
go. Oh, damn.
This actually isn't mine.
Is this going to be the Frankie night? Is this Frankie night or what? I don't know. I know we got.
This is mine.
Is that your brand new Frankie?
Yep.
This is Mike's.
Oh, that's Mike's. Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm the
caretaker
of it right now until he comes and picks it up at the shop.
Yep. Did you introduce yourself, Ike? Tell him he owns a a music shop here in Denver, Flipside Music. So tell a little bit.
Yeah, let's hear them.
I own a small, basically guitar shop in Denver. We sell, EVH, Fender, G&L, Reverend, stuff like that. And we probably got largest pedal selection in this region out here. I think we got a little over 1,000 effects pedals in stock currently.
Wow. Pedals are sick. You walk in there, they're everywhere, man.
Vintage, new, all kinds of stuff.
Mostly new and used. I mean, we got a couple vintage pieces here and there. We got an old Brassmaster. We do have a '67 Univibe that's got a really cool story. The guy we got it from bought it from an auction of like a studio in New Mexico. The guy that was the studio was his name was Marlo Henderson, and Marlo Henderson was actually Jimi Hendrix's tech in Band of Gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy was kind of known for giving his shit away, so there's no way to document any of it. But the story goes that this may have actually been used by Jimmy at one point.
Wow.
Maybe during.
He probably went through several of them too.
Oh, that's cool.
That is badass.
Yeah, so we got a shop. We got this one dude that keeps coming in. He's like, "I'll give you $2,000 for it today. Cash in my pocket." And I'm like, "Man, we might roll you in the parking lot. Don't tell everybody." But we just don't know that we want to sell it. Like I'm on the fence because like $2,000's $2,000, and shit's tight right now.
Well, do the research, and see if there's any way you can verify that. That'd be amazing.
I got a deal for you, Ike. I'll trade you that Frankie. Give me the pedal, and then I'll buy another Frankie.
There you go. Sell the pedal to the guy who's offering him. Yeah.
I kind of want a part of me, the businessman part of me wants to sell it. The geared guy in me is like, no. I mean, this is whether it's true or not. Just having that story attached to it. Now the back of
you could verify that. I mean, you're talking, tens of thousands of dollars if you could verify that. I would say.
I don't think there's any
20,000 easy.
I don't think there's any way to verify it though.
Probably not unless you could find like Eddie Kramer or somebody that could say, yes, I wired that up for him.
Yeah, I mean,
if it has a unique wiring or something like that. Yeah,
it says Marlo Henderson, so we know it actually came from him. And you can Google him, and there's history there. It's just the fact is like, it's got like a fucking Electrolux plug in it and everything. They rewired it, so
wow.
I don't know.
So it's custom. So it is custom. Man.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't have the original plug, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't know if there's any way to verify it and get any type of certification that says it was actually used. But I'll tell you what, once we plug that, and it's been refurbished, so it works the way it should, like day one. And it will ruin you for any Univibe you ever play. That is the real deal, and you're like,
just keep it as a museum piece at this point. Yeah, if it's that good, I mean, and it sounds good, and it may have a great backstory. That's cool.
And that's I don't know if
keep it around. Keep it around.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would part with that, man. That's pretty.
Even if it's like you want to believe that it is what it is. So the legend of it becomes something that's like, a draw for people to come. It's like a bar that has a picture of something going on over the bar. You know what I mean?
Well, in itself, a '60s Univibe is crazy. I mean, people are looking for those anyway.
And it's just been refurbished, so it literally worked. The guy we got it from sent it to like one of the only few guys in the country that actually refurbished these things to original. And it's basically 100% perfect now. And it's like, how do I sell? We're never going to find that ever again. So
yeah,
those are hard to find.
So random question. How could you possibly deny the captain the joy of unboxing his new Frankie?
Oh, I told him. No. He was
like, yeah, whatever.
He reached out to me. He's
the
like,
right way to do it, man.
He's like, I'm thinking of using it for his store to make a video. I'm like, just do it, man. It's no
Send
big
it
deal.
directly to your tech. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Come through it. It plays killer. It's awesome. We did a live stream today on our YouTube channel, and we kind of tested it through that, and it's pretty killer.
I reposted that, by the way. Anybody wants to see it? It's on my stream there on Facebook.
So how much better is an EVH, Frankie Relic Frankie than your typical Mexican Charvel.
I would say so. I would say build quality is pretty much the same.
Right.
You know, I mean, because those new Charvels that are coming out of Mexico are just.
Yeah, I have a Pro Mod 24. It's fantastic with the baked maple neck. It's a great guitar.
Yeah, we just picked the Charvel up this year because we were just like, we need something that's got a little bit more shreddy bits to it.
Right.
You know, because we already carry Fender, we already carry, you know, Fender's an easy transition to get into Charvel.
Sure.
And EVH. So we just said, let's pick up those brands. We're already in with the company. We already kind of know what we're doing. And we were getting requests for it for different Charvels, and we picked them up, and every one of them we've had in has just been like, holy shit, the build quality. For the dough, you're getting a lot of guitar, and it's well worth it. I think it's well.
Yeah, those import guitars now are really good quality. I mean, if you get them from Asia or from South America, or
I would take a Mexican Charvel,
Mexico.
A Mexican Charvel against any American Fender right now. I think that the build quality of the Mexican Charvel is equal to or superior to some of the American Fenders. Most of the American Fenders, like your American Fender standard type guitars, I think that they feel every bit as good. I think the fit and the fretwork is every bit as good. They use fantastic. I mean, obviously the paint is a little different. Obviously, you know, the Charvel stuff is not going to have the same sort of there's many coats of paint. But as far as piece for piece and value for your dollar, I think the Mexican Charvel equals or surpasses most American Fenders.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to purchase one now. Granted, I'm a retailer. So, but I'm these guys know me well enough that I'm not like shameless plugger, you know. But they're quality, and that's why we picked them up, because we're like, man, we could sell these because these are good guitars and we could stand behind. You know, we've had other brands in the past, and we're just like, we're not going to keep this because the quality isn't there or it's not consistent. And
yeah, it's like having a workhorse, you know. Even when the Squires came out, and they were great guitars, you know, and a lot of shops came out with those, or you know, it's just having a workhorse that you can sell for a good price.
And you know, it's a quality guitar that you can bring to a gig and a club, and you're not screwing up a vintage guitar. I got a Fender American Original 50s Strat that I wouldn't bring to a bar night. I wouldn't bring to a jam.
Yeah, or the Mexican the Mexican Fenders were, you know, same idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that Charvel I'll bring out, it will stand on stage with any American guitar, and if it gets screwed up, okay, you're losing a great guitar, but you're not losing a vintage guitar. You're not losing something that you're spending $2,000-3,000 on.
Right. I mean, I played last year. I played most of my gigs with. You can't see it; it's a little off camera over there, but there's a somewhere in there, over this away. Right there is just
nice guitars there.
It's
we'll have to go through those
right there
later on.
It's right here. Right here. That one's pretty cool.
That is badass.
Let me guess, you're going to point to the GNL. It's a tribute ASAT, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I played all last year, and all I did was I switched out the bridge and put a Schroeder bridge on it because it's got a little bit more mass and a little bit more aesthetic that I really like. And the way I got big hands, so the way my hand kind of hits on the bridge, very comfortable. And that's what I used all last year. And we get them obviously at the store, but if somebody stole it or it flew out the window, it sucks. I'd be upset because I got time on it. But there again, it's not like you're bringing a vintage guitar or something that's $2,000-3,000 or something.
Yeah.
Shit your pants if you lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a mid-90s 3-bolt American Legacy that I wouldn't trade for any Strat you can hand me.
Dude,
no way.
No way. I love Fenders. I've always been a Fender guy, but I love G&L equally. And a lot of the stuff that they're putting out now, the tribute stuff, for the money, you're paying a lot less than even the player Strat stuff.
Yep.
And you're getting a lot of guitar, and it's totally gig worthy, totally usable for anybody. I mean, it's money well spent.
I love GNL guitars, and these guys know I've talked about it before. I got my GNL Legacy out of a record store that hangs guitars on the back wall. USA 96 Legacy 3-bolt neck for $340 with a case.
How sick is that, man?
It's awesome.
That is ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
Awesome. So I if it got stolen, I'd be out $340, but I'd be crying like a bitch.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
You bonded with,
Nerd Halen in the house.
What's up,
Yeah.
Caleb?
Hey, Caleb.
Welcome,
up,
Caleb.
everybody?
Nerd Halen.
Hey, how's it going, Ike?
How you doing,
This
dude?
is weird. He's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Sorry.
Who's frozen?
Better?
Caleb.
Better?
Caleb, there he goes. Yeah.
Yeah, now you're awake.
Okay.
Caleb, I saw your video of Frankie you got, and I'm sitting here in Denver going, how the fuck did he get a goddamn Frankie before I did? Because I was like, how did he get one before me? I'm a dealer.
Caleb.
I was supposed to get mine in October because all the artists were behind everybody, and then one day it just showed up. I didn't even get a tracking number or anything, and it showed up. And then I messaged the artist relations guy at Fender EVH, and he said that he's like, oh great, I sped up the artist guitars because we wanted to get them out there
Nice.
so that they could post and start pushing them a little more. So that's why the artists are getting theirs now apparently.
I got mine the day after, but
yeah,
it was
like a lot of people are getting them in this first week of July. It seems like everybody got theirs. Like so,
everybody got at least. I think everybody got one. From what I was told, is they were pretty thin on inventory, and so everybody that ordered early, they tried to give them at least one. That's why we ordered. We ordered more than one because I'm like, we could sell these, and we got
What
one.
are the serial numbers looking like?
volume, something wrong here?
There you go. Yeah, you sound a little low, Caleb.
Yeah, you were a little low for a while.
Is it better now or?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
better?
Sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Okay.
Sorry, Ike. I think we jumped on you.
What's that? No, that's not good. You guys are good.
Straturday. That's what we do.
No, I was saying he has more than the one that I already bought. So he has more, but they're coming in, right, Ike?
Yeah, I mean, I don't exactly know what it's going to be. I mean, they got us general ideas, but sometimes at Fender, it's like, hey, it's coming out late, insert month, and then it's a month and a half after that. So,
well, they had to close the.
Could be early, could be late.
Right.
They had to close the plant for a few months, so there was a problem. We were all supposed to get them in May, and
Yeah, exactly.
and then it got pushed. So, yeah, they're showing up, and mine was played really good. Right out of the box. I need obviously I need my kind of action and my kind of setup, so I had to take it to my guy. So I don't have it right now. Sorry, everybody. I would have displayed it.
Tease.
that's okay.
Next week.
Oh,
there's one.
Is that the captain's?
That's the captain's. Yeah.
Oh.
that neck is awful dirty.
Well, you know what? We put this up on Instagram. We put a picture up on Instagram, and somebody was like, "I didn't even know they were making it with rosewood. I don't know how I feel about that." I'm like,
Rosewood,
bro.
Oh man, we can
Not
talk
even
about that.
roasted.
Yeah, it
It's not
sounds like
even roasted.
there's
What
an
number-
issue with that. I don't
What
know.
number is that? I'm curious.
I don't even know.
It's on the back of the plate.
Do we? Well, does Michael? Do you even know Michael?
No, I'll know right now. I asked him.
Well, hang on.
It's 213.
Ooh, nice.
213.
Almost 316.
What is it?
216 or
213.
213.
dude? That's 213
Cool.
area code. That's the LA area code back in '78.
There you go.
All of
Gotta
LA.
trade.
Somebody needs to get a swap now.
I wanted
There you go.
316. I wanted 316, but what are you gonna do?
You got 213, dude. That's pretty good.
That's a good one.
I got.
Gotta be someone's
182.
birthday.
So yeah, and actually, Michael doesn't live very far from me. I mean, he's probably you're what, 5 miles maybe?
Yeah, I'm not far at all from you, man.
Well, then why don't you bring him his guitar?
Yeah, that'd be cool because we could do it right on the show.
I'll be
Live delivery. Yeah.
You
But
can.
box it up first so he can unbox it.
Well, call an Uber for the guitar.
And you can take your camera and film the whole thing, driving around and everything. You know,
Uber it. Yeah, we could put a GPS on them and watch the Frankie guitar.
Yeah,
put a live cam on.
Exactly.
Put your phone on it.
Exactly.
Well,
I might need another 6-pack though, so you might have to stop.
this thing,
It's funny. I'm almost out of this. I have to drink Modelo for the rest of the night if I want to keep drinking.
Oh, we got my boy in the chat.
What is that? MGD or?
Yeah,
My boy in the chat.
Yeah, genuine draft, right?
Yep, good ghetto beer. It's a great ghetto beer.
Yeah, man.
That's good beer, man. I like that. Coors.
You're in Colorado. What are you supposed to drink?
Yeah, but you're not going to get any fresher beer than Coors out here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's piss water, but hey, I actually after this is my last course, I got fat tire after.
But it's fresh.
That tire's good.
It is fresh.
It sucks, but it's fresh.
What's that bottle? Wait a minute. Is that a new bottle style or what?
I just go with the big. It's the pint bottle. It's the pint can.
Yeah,
I've never seen that one.
Because I'm gonna drink it. Why do I got to have a little can?
exactly.
Well, yeah. I got some Sam Adams. I'll dip into later. Once I finish my.
That's a funny thing is that they sent this with no whammy bar and no tools, no paperwork, no hang.
Yeah, I saw the message. Yeah,
nothing. So I got on the horn with my rep right away, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, this is
How does that happen?
I'm like, this guitar is sold, and there's no
case handy.
No accessories.
They're sending it out. That's another reason why we're kind of waiting on getting it over to Mike because it doesn't have all the stuff. I had to steal this wiggle stick off of another. I think I stole that off of a Charvel at the shop so I could play it.
That's so weird that they wouldn't.
Well, is there any difference between what that stick and what the EVH stick is?
No, I just stole. I took it off. This is actually I took off a Wolfgang.
It's the same. It's the same thing.
It's the same stick. It's the same. It's the same bridge.
It's the same trim, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do those have the 1000 on them, or those have the German Floyd on them?
It's an R3.
They're 1000s.
Yeah, I thought they were 1000s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The paperwork it said R3, and I'm like, I'm not that familiar with Floyd Roses.
Oh,
because
the R3 is the nut.
So,
right?
R3 is the nut. Yeah. You know, that neck pickup, that's a real pickup. That's not a dummy.
No, it's a dummy pickup.
You can wire that,
but you can hook it up.
You can wire that.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably wire it up. It looks like a real pickup, but I just don't think it's wired.
No, it's not wired.
That's what it says in the paperwork that it's not wired.
I was gonna say. I mean, I thought you could wire those up.
You could wire it up and it'll work though.
You can.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
You can. The pickup. If you want, the pickup is functional. You just have to wire it.
But it's a functional pickup.
Must be just a Fender single coil, right?
It's an actual functional pickup, but they don't have it wired.
Yeah, it's a real pickup.
It's a real pickup.
It's functional. You just have to wire it.
Eddie's was a real pickup too, and it was functional too.
That's a good point. Now that we got that cleared up.
Well, and then how do you switch? Isn't the 3 or 5-way switch like right in the middle pickup position?
Yeah.
So how would you?
You'd have to.
It would be a little difficult to. Yeah. Is that what it is? That's what he puts in the middle.
You got to get right in there. You got to.
Yeah,
you got to use your pinky
or a screwdriver or a pencil.
You got to get right in there and just right in between solos.
God,
problem at all.
If you got to have that neck pickup sound.
It's killing me right now that guitar is not here.
Well, get in the car, Cap. You know where he is.
No,
it's not
I've had a
far.
few drinks. No, that doesn't work like that.
Uber.
Uber over. Uber over.
It's not that important. It's not that important.
Oh, but it's content.
That would be fun, man. That would be cool. The whole drive with
yelling at the
or a taxi.
Fucking step on it.
We've had videos of Caleb driving around. We've had videos of Rob driving around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Caleb and I have done
driving
videos driving around. Yeah, down in LA.
Do it for the show. Do it for the show.
Ike, you want to be part of the team?
Walk over
Get some takeout while you're at it.
But I've had a couple of these, so
yeah,
I'm gonna be responsible.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Believe me.
It's all good. We can see it here with Ike.
Any cop that sees that thing riding shotgun, he's gonna let you go.
Yeah, to get out of trouble free card.
Well, I'm like, at the store, people come in. I'm like, cool. You want to see something cool? You want to see something cool? And they're like, yeah, whatever. And I'm like, and they're like, no way. Like, had a buddy of mine that came in today who's actually a bass player and a drummer, and I was like, look at this dude. And he's like, man, why do you got to tempt me? Because
really,
the problem is that all the 15-year-olds that reside inside of us cannot not want.
Yeah,
hey, we didn't have that when we were kids. We didn't have anything like that.
No,
we had to.
The reason
none of us would have built our own when we were in our 20s. You know, back in the day.
We all play guitar. That guitar right there.
Yep.
This is the reason.
See, I can't. Here's the thing: I can't build them, so I had Craig build me mine up in New York. So I had Craig build me my 5150 because I can't build guitars.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do it.
Craig
so
does.
I'm still in the middle of building one myself.
So Craig does a great job. And if I don't have Craig, then I bought the art series because I can't build guitars. Maybe that'll be something that'll be the next thing that at some point I'm going to need to learn how to play one, and then I'll start building them. But yeah, I mean, Craig gets it right because he gets the colors right. That he's got the right. It's the more orangey red. You know, it's the actual right tone and stuff like that, as opposed to the Schwinn red. But this is not that. This is not that. That's the Holy Grail right there.
Caleb got a shirt.
Like shirt. Who's going to do the comparison between the Fender, the one that came out 13 years ago or in 07? Like, there you go. CHS Custom.
If you're interested,
Craig does
what
great work.
Paul is holding there.
Our friend does.
He makes some of the best stripe guitars. He also
makes
incredible sparkle jobs. He made my Space Wolf. Everyone knows the Space Wolf. That's a CHS Custom.
That guitar is killer, man.
I'll go get it just so.
Yeah, go grab it.
Yeah, go grab it. Go grab it. This started out as a Kramer 1984, one of the reissues. All right. It was one of the pink and black bullseyes, which I hated. But I wanted the Kramer. The guitar itself was a good guitar. The problem was I wanted to have it done right. So I sent it off to Craig. And the only thing left on this guitar that came originally with it is the JB, the Duncan JB. He replaced the trem with an actual German Floyd. He replaced the pot. He obviously got the paint job correct. He did the eye-rings for the guitar. He did the headstock and everything, got everything right, replaced the tuners with the right shallers. And then, of course, he does the nice EVH signature on the back, which I think is a class move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Craig can totally forge the EVH signature.
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, he does a great job with it. And then he took the plate, which was the original black Kramer 1984, and he buffed it down so that it looks like aged. And you can't really see it on the camera, but it's just the Kramer logo with 1984 written on it. So it's a 1984 5150 conversion. And this thing is as good as it gets. And the thing was, he took it and it was 6 to 8 weeks to get it back. Obviously, anything you want to get done, you want to get it done right. So like week number 7, he emails me and says, hey man, I found a new way to paint these things to make them better. I want to do your guitar all over again from scratch. And he pulled it all apart and started all over again because he wouldn't send it to me unless it was done correctly.
Yep.
Do it right.
Yep. And that's if you're going to pay to have it done, or if you're a fan and you really want to have these guitars done correctly, obviously the kid is not doing them anymore. So, you get somebody else who, and I've talked to Craig about it. I'm like, are you good? He's like, I'm good, man. Tell people all about it. I'm like, so here you go. This is as good as it gets if you want to get a tribute guitar.
Yeah, we'll have to talk off camera because I'm at a stopping point with my. I'd love to send him a body and just have the paint.
Oh, it's so good.
That's the way I need to do it.
Send him a body
and do it done right. Have it done right.
Here's the thing: he's not gonna. It'll start with a body because I sent him the body, and all the other stuff that was on it, the original Kramer stuff, was pretty good. I mean,
and have him and send him, the neck after, and then the Floyd, and get whatever.
But he's like.
Put it together.
He's like, hey man, I can get you a good deal on a German Floyd instead of the 1000 that you have in this thing, because that's what they put on it. It's still a good trem, but it's not the German one and it's not the right one. So he went and got the right one and got the right volume pot and the knob and all this stuff. And he's obsessed over making sure it's done correctly. And I'm good with that. If you're going to do a tribute guitar, if you're going to do the Kramer tribute guitar, I would highly recommend you go through Craig. But if you're looking to buy the actual EVH guitar, obviously get the Frankie or even the Stripe series. And that was the thing that to answer the question or to resubmit the question, John BL asked who's going to do the comparison between the EVH Stripe from 13 years ago or whatever it was, 2014, 2013, versus what the Frankie is now. The big differences are. Somebody needs to A/B those. Maybe Ike can do that because do you have both of those models in your shop?
I don't.
The $20,000 one?
Yeah.
No. That's
the one now I was talking about. Yeah, I mean,
just the red Mexican stripe one.
I don't have that one in. I got the Bumblebee. That's the only other one I got in the shop right now.
Well, they're the same guitar, yeah. So just a different paint.
So we could do that.
Is my mic still low or what? I need to change headphones.
It's a little tinny.
It's just still low.
All right.
It sounds a little tinny, yeah.
Yeah.
Get a real mic.
Guitar for a Cure says the EVH Stripes are currently far better than the guitars in the art series where once you bought
really
it.
loud.
I disagree.
What?
Somebody's acting.
I think Caleb put his
got
headphones
speakers on.
Yeah, it's
Caleb,
Caleb's
yeah.
headphones, I think.
We have 100 people watching.
He's sabotaging the show.
Yeah, I would disagree with you.
Sorry about the mic comment.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the mic. Listen to this for a half hour.
I think the art series guitars are as good as it gets.
What?
Caleb, you good?
Oh.
Better?
No.
No.
You got to get those like PlayStation, like the gamer headsets. Those things are killer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I play video games with my nephews because they're back in New York, so I play video games with those guys, and those things they work great.
It's like they're right next to you, man.
This is like a cheap version, but yeah, something with a little mic on it and stuff.
Yep.
That's all you need.
I just need my computer to boot up and work right, and I can use my real mic, you know?
Just pretend. It's just the visuals, kind of add enough, that's how the brain works. Now I'm hearing echo.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Bo. Ned is good. Oh, he's in the garage.
It's funny. You sound just like me in the echo. Our voices sound the same in the echo.
Ours do?
The echo, like the second, now it's off.
The echo of me sounds like...
When I heard your echo, it sounded like me to me.
Sounds like you?
If that makes any sense.
Sounds like I heard your echo. It sounded...
Oh, sorry. Let's put it on the other so I can see this chat over there. Sorry.
And hello, everybody in the chat room, by the way. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, we've been on here for 50 minutes, and we haven't even said who's in here.
No.
Who's watching? We got about 100 people in here, Facebook and YouTube combined. So
there's some of the usual
wants to say hi.
Yeah.
Quentin James, guitar for a Cure, Susie Cherry, Renus Pinkle, Metal Soda, SD Design, Silvestrado 1. Next, Popcorn. You got to like Popcorn over to somebody else. Start reading the next one.
Popcorn the band?
Popcorn the band.
Nice. You popcorn like the introduction.
Is that a move? You popcorn it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Popcorning? Let me see. Renus Pinkle was in here.
There you go.
Mark Blankenship, SD Design, John Moronic, Steve Carmichael. Hey, man. Oh, Guitar for a Cure. Hey, dude.
Cool.
Hey, good to see you, man. Yeah, he was on with us, like a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of... I think I saw Julia Baldessari is in here as well. Welcome. welcome live.
KXM Rock.
Amanda Coombs. Oh yeah, the echo does sound like you. I heard that. 50 Fly Guy. Chad Stevens. Susie Cherry. Matthew Stewart.
Fear my 3-inch.
Whoa. Janice Lala says Steve Carmichael. Everybody's
Metal Soda. Here. Who else? Mark FX.
Welcome. Yeah, and I know we're like almost an hour into this, but let me just do my my plug really quickly here for YouTube. Here on YouTube, you can become a channel member.
Whose laugh was that?
Oh, that was my roommates.
Oh.
As a channel member, as the top tier, you get to become an executive producer of these videos of the channel, like Charles Green, Joe Christian, Music Therapy Laz, David Ennis, Thomas Santiago, Mike Neese, Connor Johnson, 1550, Michael Smith, who I think we've seen him in here recently.
Lurking.
Oh, there he is.
Ah.
Hey.
Oh, he's watching.
Some Dave Dude and Steve Carmichael.
Steve Carmichael?
Those are the top tier channel members as executive producers.
What does executive producer do? What exactly do you get to do with that?
Full-time job, isn't it?
It's
Uh-oh.
See, I said we get the boss Johnny around. I just kicked
him out. You didn't want to answer that question.
I just kicked them out.
Did you really? Nice.
That was perfect, though.
Come on, John. You can answer the question. It's all right.
Okay. No, I see. That's why I can't use this for this, because on a Mac,
Johnny's out of sync, or am I out of sync?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm out of sync. Who knows?
But on a Mac, on a Mac, you know, you go the wrong way, and it went back a previous page on the internet. You know, that's why I can't do this.
You gotta learn how to use the computer.
I can't use this. I gotta get the real computer going. But no, the top tier of the channel members, they're just.
We lost Caleb too. Now I'm just noticing that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's bowed out, I think, because of sound. He's going.
Oh, okay.
Come back in.
He's trying to find a new microphone.
This is a well-run machine you got here, Johnny.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Just check last night's show.
Hey, Crazy Cook. Hey, man.
Good show last night, by the way.
Crazy Cook, I got your light up, man. Your light right there. Thank you so much, dude.
That's right.
Thank you. That was a birthday gift from Crazy Cook here.
And you look great tonight, Johnny.
Thank you, man. I'm not even. It's not even my real angle, man. I should actually be, you know, like here somehow, but yeah. So anyway, to answer your question, yeah, to become a executive producer, that's the top tier of being a channel member on here. They're basically they're sponsors of the videos, and executive producer is just a handle of, you know,
it helped the show out a lot, man.
Yeah, they get their names read. Like technically, they should have had their names read in the very beginning of the video, but
Johnny failed.
There's the technical difficulty.
I gave you the opening. I was thinking,
but I'm on a laptop. I'm on a MacBook. I can't, you know, I can't do this
file
on a
a formal complaint.
I know we've got one of those representatives here, Johnny. You got to be careful.
You have to get a hold of HR if you're a producer.
One of the
Hard Rock.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. We get to complain about the sound.
Yep. Steve Carmichael.
I feel like somebody should go, Steve Carmichael, he owes me money.
And
he's awesome, man. Steve
Yeah,
Carmichael. It's thecarmichaelworkshop.com.
Nice.
He's awesome, dude.
What does he do? What shamelessly plug? What does that dude do?
It's like the Sesame Street Television Workshop, right? Kind of like he produces children's
this
programming or something.
He made this for me. He sent this to me as a gift.
Nice.
It's a little guitar pick holder. See?
Oh, those are pretty sweet.
Oh, whoops! And it's in the shape of a Wolfgang guitar.
That is so cool, man.
Yeah, I like that. Maple too, right?
Yeah, it's nice. It's real nice.
Flamey.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve Carmichael.
Pretty sweet.
Thank you, man.
Steve Carmichael.
Quentin James is in the chat. Watch out, everybody.
Everybody be careful. Hugh James.
Quentin says this is kind of like listening to Nickelback. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I think I know what he meant.
That's bad.
I think I know what he meant. Yeah.
I don't think it was a compliment.
We watched your videos too, bro.
There you go.
You gotta throw it back at Quentin every now and again. You gotta throw it back at him. That's the juice that keeps him running.
Bad.
So did Caleb just decide to tap out for the night? Is he out?
I don't see him.
Maybe he had technical difficulty too.
Yeah.
His audio.
Well, you know, some of this stuff, it's ridiculous. Like I said, that webcam of mine was fine. It works for this computer. It doesn't work over there. That's a newer computer.
Really?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, but I always have this cloud of technology shit that floats around me. And whenever there's a problem,
it falls down.
It's the truth. The guys at the shop laugh all the time because they're like, dude, we don't know why. Things just don't fall into work time. Yeah. But we're used to it now. Now we accommodate for those things. We allocate extra time for things.
You got to have backups on your backups. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, I got, when my first Mac crashed and I had no backup, and it was, a $5,000 tower that, after 10 years it didn't work, and was having issues, and I had no backups. Now I have I've got 2 laptops, I've got an iPad, I've got a phone, I've got 100 different backups.
Did you lose all the data on that computer?
Oh no. I mean, it was a 10-year-old,
okay.
For the most, it was still a good computer, and it was time to upgrade for the most part, and then just having issues with it. So it was the time to get rid of it. But at the time, when I bought it in 2005, it was like, a $5,000 Mac. I bought that with a beautiful, a nice camera that I was doing video and editing and stuff with, weddings and that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But nowadays you can get the same kind of thing for a fraction of the price. A laptop or a what do they call them? Those not Blackberries, what are they called? Raspberry Pis that can they can do 4K video, they can do everything, you just have to have
my phone can do 5K videos. This thing.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah, and Johnny's phone can do 12K.
Well,
this phone is awesome, and I mean, look at that.
Yeah,
case.
what do you have? The 11? Yeah,
look at
that thing. It can do at least 5K. I'm sure.
Look at this thing.
I think mine can only do 1080 or something.
Look at this. Look at that thing. I mean,
oh, I have one of those. Yeah, it's about the extent of it.
Oh my God! Look at the zoom.
Hello? Random shit.
This is my phone right here.
Look at this thing.
All I have is a
look at this.
Chick screaming at me the whole time.
Captain made a request. I got to go fulfill that request. I'll be right back.
Wait a minute. You guys all have the same thing?
Yeah.
Oh, you got the same phone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got these little sound machines. Yeah, we all have them. We all have them.
What's the button we use the least? I think that's probably the least used, or the bomb.
No, it would be this one, I think. No, actually, we use it a lot.
Yeah, we use that because we both hit the same one. What a great invention. I mean, we owe the Sound Machine Company a great debt of gratitude.
Hey, let's all welcome Johnny Beane to the show.
Johnny Beane.
Johnny Beane and his twin brother, Johnny Beane.
Am I lagging? I'm not lagging. Am I lagging?
No, you look good.
Oh, crap.
Now
just stick with one of them. Stick with one of them, because if you're on 2 at the same time, one of them's going to lag.
Well, yeah,
one of them's gonna lag.
That's why I leave.
And it
Am I
takes
lagging?
Just stick with it, and you'll be fine. You'll catch up or whatever. It'll work.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
You think? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ike, this is my main setup. This is like my main. This is like.
That's your main deal right there.
This is my main deal. Yeah, but it's slowly dying. That's the problem.
First impressions, John.
No, Ike. I've met Ike. I don't know. Ike, you remember we met at NAMM. We met at
2 years.
It was
here at the Texas Toast thing, right?
It was a it was like one of the hotels, like lounges or restaurants or something.
You met
it was that place that was from the '60s. Remember the decor was like from the '60s.
I was walking back and forth I was with Mancuda over at his restaurant, eating, and I walked from there to meet up with you, and I forget who else was there. There was several people.
Dylan was there. Ben Coombs. I think the Texas Toast guys were there.
Was that January? Was that this January?
No, it was
like
a year. It was a year ago.
Yeah.
Well, did you go to NAMM this January? I can't even remember at this point. Was there a NAMM this January?
Yeah.
There was. Right?
Yeah, there was a NAMM.
That was kind of like the last hurrah. That was the last hurrah, and that you guys and Mancuda,
Mancuda and I got horribly ill after that.
So did I. I got sick as a dog.
Probably had the
C word.
Thing. The C,
Yeah. Actually, I got tested. I got tested for that. I thought I had it. I got tested for it, and it came back saying that I didn't. But it's possible I still did because a lot of those tests aren't.
Yeah, they're not as accurate.
They didn't really know They didn't really know then either.
No, they had no idea. Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, the NAMM thorax in general is brutal. I mean, one year I went to the NAMM show and I was down for 3 weeks. I mean, it was, and after that, after that time I got sick because I got sick 2 years in a row. After that last one, I was down for like 3 weeks. And 2 weeks before the NAMM show, the last one I went to, I'm popping like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. I got a fucking 55-gallon drum of hand sanitizer that I was rolling around with me in the park. I wasn't fucking around, man. There's no way. I'm like, I wouldn't touch anything, nothing, and I got away scot-free the last one. So,
yeah, if you're gonna get sick, that's the place that you can catch something.
Caleb, very low if you got it on. Very low.
You got thousands of people touching everything.
Is this working? Is this working?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds good if you get close.
Hello? Check.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sounds good.
Where'd you get that?
You know, that looks really
He ran out to the music store and got a nice mic.
Yeah. I went to Sweetwater. I went all the way to Indiana. Hi, everybody.
Well, now they're shipping with drones.
Look at that.
Pretty quick.
Tonight, in a grudge match. Where was I?
Well, you got the backline, Caleb. You got the backline for it. I mean, we should be able to hear you very clearly with that backline.
Right? It's all pumping out.
Turn the speakers up.
I should. I was going to show something.
50,000
Captain. There you go, Captain.
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
Oh,
Look at that.
Oh.
You had that as a kid. I had it.
Football, or is that?
Oh yeah.
God, I love that game.
The Coleco?
Texas, what is it? Texas Instruments or?
Used to be able to kill it.
Ace is talking. We can't really hear him though.
Oof.
He's doing
this is awesome. I remember these things were great. In fact, they use this. The sound effect from this is used at the end of one of the songs from Supertramp. I forget which song it is.
Really?
Yeah, the Logical song. The song when it turns over, there's the sound effect on fourth down when you turn over. It's the beep beep. It's a two-tone beep.
Jambio
was recorded at the end of the Logical song from Supertramp.
I'm thinking of the movie Magnolia because they used a lot of Supertramp in Magnolia. That's what, and I can think of the Ping, like the game show Ping, but it's probably not the same Supertramp thing. Yeah, that's part of I think that's in Magnolia. Probably not the same ding, but there's like the game show ding on. Good movie, by the way. If you haven't seen, Johnny hasn't seen Magnolia, but
no, I've never seen that.
There it is.
Look at
that. Space Wolf.
Space Wolf. Craig.
Space Wolf.
Customs.
Put it in closer. Closer. Closer.
Pull it back. Closer. Yes.
That really is gorgeous.
It doesn't do it justice.
No.
What if you put a D-tuner on a different string? Or what if you had a D-tuner on every string?
Wow.
You'd have a
Could
mess.
you do that? You could put a D-tuner and make it like an improvised Steinberger.
I've seen people do that. Yeah.
Have you really?
Interesting.
Yeah. You just drop everything. It drops everything.
Drop everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Drop everything.
Nightmare setup.
Yeah, that must be. I can't even begin to think about that, man. That's gonna be
Oh,
crazy.
and the combinations. Imagine the combinations you could get with different strings. Down a full. You can only do one. What, a full step or a half step? It only does a half step, right? The tuner or full step.
Amazing use of microtone. The new all D-tuner.
Remember the Robo guitar? You'd be able.
Well,
theory.
That was the automatically tuned it, right?
Yeah, it tuned.
Was that the one?
Yeah.
I still think I got a couple of those in a box somewhere.
Do you really?
We were just because we would just change them out and put Grovers. People are like, these are shit. Put the Grovers on it, and so we would just change out Grovers. I think I still got maybe 1 or 2 sets of those in a box somewhere.
Wow.
Buried in the
So
shop.
was it every individual tuner was like a little machine that would,
Yeah, it was machine driven.
right?
Yeah.
A little computer, I would imagine.
Imagine that.
Imagine it.
Yeah, you basically hit a button that goes.
Hang on, my dogs are going nuts.
Someone's there. Oh, here comes the Mossberg.
Yeah, you hit a button or whatever, and it would supposedly tune it. It was a horrible thing then.
The first time I tried,
Didn't really work,
and it broke
Didn't work.
broke the string, and I was like, "Yep, those aren't for me."
Did it really?
Yep, first time I tried one ever. I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about."
If you're gonna buy a
broke-
$3,000 Gibson, I mean, I think you know how to tune it already, for the most part. I don't think.
I
mean, it's a gimmick that you could put on like a student guitar maybe, but I mean, if you could get it working right.
Some of those guys that buy some of those expensive Gibsons can't tune them or play them.
Yeah,
You have that.
I mean, that's the thing. If you're not going to play it, you don't need to tune it.
Oh, that's a good point. Yes, good point.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, I think. I mean, I remember. What was that? Probably 20 years ago when those came out, at least.
They put them, I think, on everything on 2013.
On everything?
Oh, really?
Well, I think that was a fairly standard.
Oh, I didn't know that. Man, oh man! Wow.
Yeah, we switched out a good amount of those things over the last few years. And even now, if we take a guitar in as a trade-in, we know we're going to switch those out. So we take that.
So, yeah, so more often than not, you're switching them out, and they're just worthless.
Yeah, because nobody wants them.
I mean, I'm sure they're great to have. I mean, it's a cool little type of tuner, but
yeah, I mean, we'd have guys that go, "Oh, I'd buy this, but it's got this crap on it, so I don't really want it." So we've switched them out for people. If we had enough in it, we would just go, "Yeah, we'll switch it out," and then we'll sell the other thing on eBay or on Reverb or something. Because some people do like them.
Yeah, I'm sure that there's people out there that like them.
Yeah, it's not me. That's for sure.
Hey, Zach Thong.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, Zach. Hey, Zach. Is it Wayno? Wayno?
Yeah, Wayno was the drummer in our band years ago.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yep. Hey, welcome, man. Yeah, the reason why my EVH sign isn't lighting up like Michael's is because his is an official one. Mine is a homemade. Somebody made that. The one that I have. Somebody made that one and gave it to me as a present.
Call it custom.
It's custom.
Steve Anderson?
Yeah.
Steve Anderson?
Steve Anderson.
Yep, Steve. Yep.
Yeah, Wayno's a firefighter in the Boston area, and the closest thing to a brother I have. We lived together for a few years and have. In fact, you guys will appreciate this Van Halen content. Wayno and I adopted the tradition of walling, the Van Halen tradition of walling beers. For those, and you guys don't know this tradition?
No, explain.
No.
Wow, I got you on a Van Halen thing. walling was what the Van Halen brothers would do. Yeah, when they would finish drinking a beer, you take the beer and you crank it and you fire it off the wall to see how many walls you could bounce it off of in the rehearsal studio. I can't believe you don't know about Van Halen walling.
I thought you were going to say they stack them against the wall, but that's even further.
No, the trick was to try and get 4. Is to try and throw it into a corner and to get 1, the ceiling, the 3rd wall, and then back to the 4th. That was if you could get a 4. Yeah, I can't believe you guys don't know about walling.
No,
I never heard of that. No,
I bet you Rob Johnson in an interview, or
I bet you Rob Johnson knows it.
I think Rob Johnson was walling earlier.
Somebody text Rob and just.
Never heard.
We were live. We were live earlier.
Tell the story of walling beers.
I've never heard that. No,
I never.
Let's
heard
hear
that.
it, Paul. This is exclusive.
Caleb, you've never heard that
this
story?
Might be inside stuff.
Refresh my memory. Sorry.
Caleb, walling beers. You never heard the Van Halen brothers tell about stories about walling beers in the rehearsal studio? When you finish a beer, you'd fire it off the wall?
No.
Wow. Can't believe you guys don't know this.
Well, where did you hear it from? Where did you hear it from?
You got us, man.
Years ago. I read about it years ago. I forget. I don't know if it was Eddie or Alex that was telling the story of it. About how in the early
we've
days,
read every interview. We've all collectively read every interview pretty much. So, I mean,
yeah. I
don't know.
You sure it wasn't AC/DC or something?
No.
Wow, I'm Googling that.
Maybe Google. What does Google say? Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Beers. Walling.
Walling Beers Halen.
Why am I getting this guy in the chat? Why is it just
important thing? If you're searching Van Halen things, just search Halen, because Van can give you 1,000 other results. Just search Halen, because there's not a lot of Halens out there. That's a good Google tip for you, Van Halen fans.
Caleb, I've been on somebody too as well, trying to take care of some stuff earlier.
Yeah, I knocked somebody out earlier.
What is that, man? What is it? Who is that guy? Is that guy?
I don't know.
There's always that guy.
Was it somebody being a dick?
Yeah, somebody's being an ass.
This channel has had a long time stalker, and for some reason,
I think he's used that before.
Last several weeks, like he's just coming after me. It's weird. Just what's the deal?
Well,
dude?
it's because
let's meet.
Know, maybe it's somebody from Florida who's got nothing better to do with their life, or maybe it's somebody from another tribute band.
I don't know. But let's meet and talk about it.
Are you making enemies, Caleb? Are you making enemies?
I'd love
Excuse me,
to
sir.
talk
Do you have a
about
mustache by any chance?
Oh, hold on a second. Well, we're looking at that. Check out that.
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Let's look at that.
Is that a Gretsch? Or
I've only shown it because Metal Stoda asked. So this.
Well, I was going to ask earlier. Look at that.
Wow, beautiful, man, with a big speed.
Shit.
Holy cow!
Look at that. That is sick.
And the print.
Well, I'm trying to get so you can get a kind of full. It's got a binding on
Is
it.
it a Gretsch?
No, it's actually a local builder, and it's the back's done too.
Oh,
that is crazy, man! Look at how awesome that is.
with the wooden cover. Look at that. Yeah.
Got the Bigsby. It's got, ebony fretboard, and these are buddies of mine here in Denver.
Oh, Texas Toast, yeah.
Texas Toast guitars, and it's got some locking tuners, hip shot, and then this is probably about the fattest neck. This is about the fattest neck you've ever played in your life.
It looks like a Louisville slugger.
It does look like a bat, man.
So it's funny because I brought this to the shop and people have tried it, and they're like, "How do you even play it?" And I go, "Shake my hand."
Yeah.
It's funny, like if we ever meet in person and we shake hands, I got comically large hands.
Oh.
So
Steve
the
Vai hands.
is very comfortable for me. And it's just a super cool guitar. I always wanted the Gretsch kind of Billy Bow, Jupiter Jet style, and Matt was doing a bunch of fabric tops, so that's a fabric top on there.
Nice. What kind of pickups are in it?
Oh wow.
They are the Reverend hyper vintage rail hammers, so they're kind of a PAF style.
Who's got bigger hands? Who's got bigger hands?
Put it up against the pickup.
Put over. Okay.
I dwarf all you guys. Come on.
Who's calling me? Is this a real call?
Answer it.
Answer it.
Wow, that sounds great, even acoustic. I mean, is that you playing that?
What's that?
Ike, was that you playing that?
Yep.
Sounds great.
That thing rings out, man.
Dude, call back. It sent you the voicemail. Call back, man.
Is it the guy?
I'll answer it on the computer here.
Is it the guy?
The guy.
It's somebody. It's it'll be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Ike, give a little background of that guitar maker, because you carry their guitars.
Texas Toast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested,
Yeah, haven't heard of them.
So they're buddies of mine, and they're out here in Colorado. They're actually just about a mile up the street from me, maybe a mile and a half. So it's just kind of nice. Just really cool dudes. They got a YouTube channel. If you guys are interested and you like guitar building stuff, and you like guys that are a little bit just normal dudes that swear and don't give a shit, but really good bad stuff, they're the dudes to watch, because they're just normal, cool guys. So Texas Toast Guitars. Matt's originally from Texas.
Yes.
And he's
hang on a sec. Hang on.
And so
check them out. That's cool.
Yeah, the reason he called it Texas Toast is
I love that body style. That great body style is underused. I've always.
And
loved that.
If you look, I got another one kind of
a real deal.
No. Well, I got another body in process.
Oh, okay, different. Okay, yeah, just a body. Nice.
Yeah, I was over there we were over there the other day, and I built that body, so we're going to build another one. That one's going to be just. This one is really killer, and it's almost like I'm going to guard it because it's got a fretboard.
It is killer.
It's really
binding, all of it with the top. Oh, man, it's amazing.
And so
let's see the back again. Set neck. Oh man, I mean, it's got everything.
Yeah, it's got the big.
That's cool.
In there,
and the graphics are awesome.
Yeah, and they got the
Texas branding there.
Yep, and there's actually, if you look, there's like a little somebody playing some kind of Asian.
Yeah, he's playing the it looks like my
looks like a long cigar box to guitar.
It's got the snake and it's got the snake and the skulls and shit. I just thought it was super cool.
That's cool. Well, hey, we have a caller. Hello?
First time, long time?
Hello?
Is this a first time caller?
Is this show going to start anytime soon? Because I'm watching Lost in Space and
yes. You're on.
Can I get a refund?
Yeah. Stick with the Lost in Space.
Yeah.
That's probably a good episode.
Oh, the pain.
I, from Flipside, said he has, and I'm asking for comically large hands. Does that mean, well, never mind.
It means big gloves, Quentin. It means big gloves.
Big gloves? Oh, by the way, he can't hear you guys. He can only hear me.
Oh okay.
But there's a delay. He's on a delay, so he can hear me, and then
Is it Quentin?
Is that giving me a silly look?
It's Quentin. Quentin James.
Quentin James.
It's Quentin.
Actually, I'm just
Hello,
here. I'm just here to see Paul's dogs. That's all I want to see.
Well, they're right there.
Dude, I love your dogs. I'm such a big dog person.
They've been really nice tonight.
Oh my God, scratch my butt.
Yeah, Lemmy is totally chill. She's got to be.
Yeah, I
she's
can't hear what
probably
he's
close
saying.
to 10. And
he's saying
Ace is quiet tonight. It's all good, Quentin. Thank you.
So wait, is Quentin Johnny Bad Beans in the chat?
No.
Who's
no?
Okay.
No, that Johnny Bad Beans is just messing with you. I don't know who that is.
Well, he said he would call back, so I thought he was.
Now, Emmett even likes Paul's dogs. He's not real happy with Ned, but he does like Paul's dogs.
my dogs are the most attractive thing about me.
Oh, that reminds me. Ned's in the garage. I got to let him out.
How you got him locked in?
He still hasn't conquered that gravity thing. You know what I'm saying?
Take care of Ned, man.
He's
Go get
But he
Ned.
hops really well. He's a hopping little bird, but he still hasn't quite got the gravity thing under control.
Question, Matthew.
So he can't hear any of us, but we can hear him.
Hippie said something heavy on my med. Yeah, I got needles in my spine yesterday, so.
Oh man.
Daddy.
We'll just listen to Quentin.
All right, yeah. Quentin's good show.
So is he just on the phone? Quentin, you can't hear us, right?
No,
he'll
can't.
hear us on delay.
He'll hear us on delay. Yeah.
Am I still with Johnny out in the garage getting Ned? Oh, there's Ned.
Oh.
Yeah, Emmett's flipping himself off at you.
He looks like one of those
Looking
old
at the bird.
videos.
Ned's so chill.
Ned,
Yeah, all right.
That's a beautiful cat.
I'll make my appearance. Are we done, Johnny?
Yeah, Johnny. Now you're just being a dick, man. I mean,
No. No, Ned's just that chill.
Ned is cool, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
There's definitely if you've got a
Emmett's
cat
got
owner,
something to
there's
say about
definitely
that.
a difference.
Emmett's headed to my firearm. He's
I was never a cat person myself. I was always a dog person with Howie and everything. And
There's definitely cats that don't tolerate people holding them.
no dogs, man.
This guy's awesome, man.
I got to go with the big dog. It's got to be a big dog. You know, when your dog lays on your chest and it doesn't take your breath away, that's not a dog, man. That's a hamster.
Hi, buddies.
My dogs hurt. They crack ribs.
My two are right here.
Okay, I'm off here back to Lost in Space. Caleb,
Right, have fun.
See you. John, babe. Ike, thanks for the
Good
song,
night,
man.
Quentin.
Love you, buddy.
Thanks.
Take care, man.
Later.
All right. See you, Quentin.
Bye, Quentin.
All right, later. Hi, man.
Oh, whoops.
Show your pooches, Ike.
Whoa.
What's that?
Show your pooches, your dogs. Yeah, look at them.
So there's this one's that's Angie.
Nice.
She turned 15 2 weeks ago.
God bless.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
So she's 15, and then this is Dave. Dave. That's Dave. Look,
Dave.
look at everybody.
Hi, Dave.
Dave's
Dave's kind of,
Oh.
you know, he might not be the sharpest in the drawer. You know what I mean?
You can tell kind of right away.
How old is Dave, Mike? How old?
He's kind of got that very.
Look at that look.
The thing is with him, he's incredibly lovable. But he's definitely a little bit on the dopey side. The other one, this one, Ange, you can't see her. She's already done with it. But Angie, she did my taxes one year, and I got a fucking $1,500.
Then Dave did it, and you got audited.
Yeah, no, hey, she kept writing off all the dog treats and shit. I didn't even know you could do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Dave's a good boy. He's just a little dopey, right, buddy? I know.
I got a question for Matthew Stewart about the Beat It solo. He's wondering if I know how to play it. I played it like 2 years ago. I think I made a video. But he wants to learn it, and he can't find good tabs on it. I would just go on YouTube and learn from somebody on YouTube. There's a bunch of people teaching it.
Search Caleb Rappaport, Beat It.
Whoa.
Oh, hey, that's
that might bring up a whole different set of videos.
We might not get the Van Halen song for that.
He was young.
Wait a
and
minute.
money.
Oh.
Make sure it's YouTube.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I do love the way that solo starts out, though.
So
when he lays into the bar. Yeah.
I love the way that solo starts.
The tap and the two harmonic tap. Yeah. No, I used to know it. I swear, but I couldn't play it right now if you paid me. So, but yeah, check
That's
it out.
a shame because we were going to offer to pay you.
Exactly.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
How long? You said that you'd play it if we paid it. You didn't have to say that you paid it, play it right. You could just screw it up.
I could take like 30 minutes or 20 minutes and learn it. So, come back.
Yeah, and like pay in what? In
My PayPal. Put my PayPal down below.
PayPal. Yeah.
And everyone can pay me to play the Beat It solo, and I'll learn it here.
Quincy might call you if he sees you playing it.
Eddie?
You would know it was him though.
Caleb? Who the
Stop fucking calling me, man. You
Stop
asshole.
calling me, asshole.
Quentin. I'm sorry, Quentin, not Quincy. Quentin might call you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Quentin Jones.
Eddie?
Yeah, and speaking of Quentin, yeah, Quentin, if you want a Johnny Beane guitar pick, Metalhead Hippie just paid for a pick, so message me your address. Although, didn't I send you one before? If you want another one, DM me where to send it, and I'll send it. Thank you, Metalhead Hippie.
I don't think I have any Johnny Beane swag.
I think all these. I mean, it's always good not to respond to weirdos in the chat, but it looks like these are all the same person.
Yeah,
it is.
Because they're all saying this. They're all saying the same thing.
Yeah, he loves me. It's fun.
What's going on? What am I missing here? I guess I'm not really reading the chat, but what's going on? Is it all stuff?
You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything.
How do we ban him?
I'm just hiding them. I'm just hiding them.
Right, but how can you just ban straight out? Can you do that, Johnny, or no? Can you do that?
No, Wayno, you're not the weirdo.
No, Wayno's fine.
Yeah, I think I can do it.
I guess
every time you see it, why don't you just ban it?
At the end of the day, if you ban somebody, they're just going to come back with a different name. So,
well,
yeah,
he's got like 15 of them, and we'll just ban them tonight, and he'll have to make new ones. But why does he get to come back? That's what I'm wondering, Johnny. Why does he get to come back?
It keeps him breathing.
No, I mean as the same guy. Like he shouldn't be able to come back as the same guy, right?
I don't know. I mean, somebody. I mean, like I said, it's always good not to even respond to these guys. But if somebody makes these accounts, they'll just continue making them. You know, and you can have the same name over and over and over and over. It's just different email addresses.
Okay. All right. I'm just wondering if there's a way you could just permanently ban that one, so at least he has to make a new one. So instead of just gets another shot.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, the truth is that, dude, the more fake names you make, is the more subscribers that I get.
Exactly.
Because they're all you. So keep coming, man. Keep making more.
Yeah, makes the show look good. Yeah.
Hey, everybody in the chat, make a fake name and say something bad about me. I'm cool with it. I'm totally cool with it. If Johnny gets more, viewers, that's all that matters.
And you guys can make fun of me too all you want. That's fine.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: make fun of Caleb
Johnny
all you want. Just when it's all said and done, you're spending your Saturday night making fun of another person. What does that say about you?
Not much.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome. I love that stuff, man. I love that when man, Caleb's an asshole. Really? Caleb's an asshole? You're the one that's spending hours typing shit to a guy you don't even know under an assumed name on a Saturday night on the internet.
Why don't you put your real name in the chat? Put your real name in the chat.
Yeah,
I dare you. I dare you to put your real name in the chat.
At the end of the day, Caleb, when the show's over, right, you're not even thinking about him, and that person is driving him nuts.
Oh yeah, no, it's he's obsessed.
You're living in that person's head rent free.
Just think. They wake up in the morning thinking about you. They go to sleep at night thinking about you.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yep. I just want a real name.
And they're probably doing it too.
I'd love a real name on you, whoever you are.
Not important.
It's not important. Yeah, exactly.
It's not important. If you give a bully or an attempted bully, a feudal bully, if you give them any attention, that feeds their machine. That's what they look for. Obviously, they weren't loved as a kid, and they're not getting any sex as an adult, and they've got nothing better to do than to sit here and try and troll people on YouTube. And when it's all said and done, nobody's laughing with you. They're laughing at you.
Yep.
You're a joke.
Is that your really name? Is that your name?
I wouldn't believe anything this dude is saying. I would just
not worried about it.
Nah.
You know what I want to know is how Caleb did that bottle cap trick with his Frankie. I saw that the other day.
Oh,
on Facebook, you did the bottle cap trick with you were. Was it Frankie or 51? I don't know which one you were playing on.
It was the silver.
That's from like a year ago.
That was last year with when everyone was doing that.
Oh, was it? Well,
McLaughlin did. Everybody
came up on my feed today.
I should have did that.
Well, I'm behind it all, so I just saw that and I was Well, and I guess, now that I think of it, I was wondering why wasn't he playing the Frankie in that, but it was the gray one.
Dude, I played
one.
the Frankie for that video that I made, and then I had to go to work, and then I woke up the next day and I took the guitar into the shop. So I haven't had the guitar since was it Tuesday?
A couple of days.
Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday morning. So.
Hey, Ike, can you show us some more of those guitars that you got back there? It's, you got a lot of cool stuff hanging up there, it looks like.
Yeah, I could. If you want.
I'd like to check out some of them, man.
All right, let's, so the one.
Especially that red striped one.
Yeah, where's that red stripe one? That looked pretty cool, man.
Here's something you don't see every day.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I saw it in the background.
A tele
Dobro.
A telenator. A tele.
Yep. Straight from China.
Oh, that's got to be cool.
It's pretty cool. I still haven't quite dialed in what I'm gonna do with it. But
you got to play.
I saw it on eBay and I was like, I gotta have it because I'm kind of a telly guy.
You got to play slide on that.
Well, that's what I think is gonna happen. It's gonna do an open tuning.
Where did you see that?
It was on eBay. I was actually looking for a resonator cover because I was going to just build one. I was going to route out an old telly body.
Dude,
I was like $250. I'll just.
I would totally play one of those.
Yeah, I think I was going to do
that.
An open tuning and just kind of go with that.
Oh, somebody. Okay, Michael Smith, you got that guy. Okay, don't time him out. Instead of timing him out, let me take care of him.
Okay.
Because timing him out, just he can come back.
No, I know.
No, I'm hiding them, Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Is that the Bad Beans guy? Is that the guy you guys are talking about?
No,
well,
somebody
it's
else.
different. It's all
not
different.
important.
It's all the same person, but.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So this is my current. This is what I'm playing. This one a lot.
Wow, look at that.
So it's just a beat up.
I like that one too.
That is cool looking.
So this one is kind of beat up. So
you got some cool guitars, man. You got to open a store.
I should.
Yeah, you really should.
Yeah. So this is just a made in Mexico. I actually picked this up for like $200 last year.
With the 70s neck.
I love with the headstock. Yeah, the big headstock. Look at that.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of this big headstock. I know not everybody likes that.
I have a
I like it.
I have a Straturday
cool.
headstock.
I like it.
A telly with a Strat headstock.
This is an 04, and I picked it up 04 made in Mexico. Picked it up $200. I took out the original wide range pickups that were in it because they sucked, and I went through a couple different iterations of what I wanted to put in here, and I ended up with the dude from Reno Fin Guitars, which is a friend of Ben Coon's.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So he gave me these pickups at that NAMM show that we were all at, that I met you guys, Caleb and Johnny Beane at. And I finally got a chance to put it in this guitar, and that it just seemed to work. And I always like the look of a black and a black guitar with
that pickguard is cool, man.
Yeah, I always like that look. And then all these chips right here I had it sitting on an ottoman that I have in my living room, and I have a brick wall in my living room because I lived in an old 50s house. And the dogs were fussing around, and I went to move the ottoman, and this was sitting on it like that, and it went ding, 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 ding.
Oh, God.
Chip, chip, chip. And I looked at it, and I'm like, I could work for Friedman.
Cool.
Wow. I could work for Friedman Guitars now.
I just relic it.
Yeah, I could get a fucking $1 million. I can get thousands. And I realized that I love these necks. And it's very comfortable. So that's one. This one I've been playing a lot. This has been a favorite here at the shop, at the house. I also got a similar one. I just picked up a 72 Greco. That's the mocha brown.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting it refretted because I bought it from Chicago Music Exchange, and usually they're really good. And I'm not shitting on them. Don't get me wrong. But the guitar came in, and the fucking frets there was nothing left, and they didn't tell me that. And so I'm getting it refretted, and my tech guy is redoing the whole thing. He's just going to refret it, and then they're so old and embedded in there that we have to. He had to heat it up so much that we actually have to take the. We're gonna have to take the finish off the top of the fretboard and refinish it. But it's gonna be pretty cool now. Yeah, that's it. But what's cool is we're gonna take it over to Texas Toast, and they're gonna help us refinish it. So it's kind of nice when you know a few people.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's that one.
Wow, this guy's got some good guitars, man.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Michael Smith, dude, you got some cool friends.
So
this guy Johnny Beane too. I'll introduce him to you. He pops on here every now and then as a double.
Oh.
So this is my '89 Strat. It's just an American.
Yeah, I love the Lake Placid blue.
And this has kind of got a little flip flop. If you kind of see it, it almost gets a little purpley in there.
It looks purple.
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah.
See how
they only made that for like a year.
Yeah, and I remember. So here's the story with this one. I've had it since '89. I bought it used in '89, but it was only maybe a few months old. So this was my first real guitar that I ever bought.
Nice.
I mean, I had a shitty Epiphone Strat, and I had a Kramer, and I actually traded those in to buy this, and I bought this for $350 back in 1989.
Wow!
So this has been my this was my only guitar for a very, very, very long time.
USA, man.
That's USA too, right?
And this one sounds all Strat all day. The only thing I don't like about it is that this neck is that typical late 80s. Fender was going with a thinner neck profile back then because they're trying to get, that whole shredder crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So the neck's a little bit too thin for me. But when I need Stratty sounds, this thing hits it 100% all day long. So that's that guy.
It's all original, right?
Yeah, I've never changed anything out in this. And I thought about it because I want to play it more. I thought about maybe taking the neck off and putting a neck that I would like to play, and then I still keep everything. And then if I ever needed to put it back, I could. I don't know. There's a part of me that just doesn't want to disturb it. It's been like this ever since I bought it.
You should leave it, man. I would.
I feel like I don't. I just want to leave it for when I need to. If I want to record something, or I want to go out and play, I want to have my Strat sound. That it's just the way it should be. And then this one has been like this one's been my player.
Sweet.
So that's that Schroeder bridge I was telling you guys about.
Yeah, it's a cool bridge.
Oh yeah, look at that, man.
So it's kind of got that little V right there, which I really I like the aesthetic. It has the compensating, brass saddles.
Mm-hmm.
I got the wolf. I got the wolf sticker on there. If any of you guys are deadheads,
Oh yeah.
Jerry Garcia.
Yep.
I also put that on there. I lost a good friend of mine about 2 years ago, who suddenly passed away, massive heart attack, and he was a huge deadhead, and he used to come to shows and all that stuff, and so I put this on there so when I'm playing a show, Stevie's there with me.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it still kind of gets me a little in the gets me in the feels.
Yeah.
So this is just it's just an ASAC Classic. GNL ASAC Classic, Indonesian. This thing is one of the most stable guitars that I own. I mean, I haven't played it in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, and it's still. And this is standard. This is stock. There's no new tuners.
It's got a great acoustic tone to it. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just it's a swamp ash. It's got the butterscotch blonde. The pickups and everything these are great pickups, by the way. If anybody wants nice sounding Telecaster pickups that get a nice little bit of these are a little hotter.
Mm-hmm.
Nice grind out of them. And then this neck pickup, if you drive this, and if you can almost get like a Dickie Betts, Allman Brothers, compressed, singy type vibe out of it.
Sweet.
Yeah, when we play like KUC, it's just got this soaring, freaking cool sound to it.
Yeah, you want to hear that tone in a song like definitely. I was listening to a lot of Allman Brothers I was listening to one of their shows earlier in the week.
Yeah, and he's got that nice sustain, and it's fat, and if you push this with it from drive, it really does get that. You know, great guitar for $500. Stupidly good guitar for $100.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is one of my. If the house caught on fire, I'd have to go back. There's too many in here to just leave.
Awesome.
Hey, Jeff Alexander, good to see you, dude, on Facebook. Hey, by the way, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jeff Alexander. That was today or yesterday, right?
What up, Jeff?
Saturday or Sunday?
It was this year, wasn't it? Happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, Jeff.
We're all erasing 2020 from our collective memories.
I'm erasing the show from my.
Why not?
I'm kidding.
Why, Johnny? Why is this such a bad
good
show?
one?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Last week was an awful show. This one is much better. last week we
before.
Sucked.
Let's not even talk about the week before.
Oh,
we sucked last week. Remember, we were like an hour into it, going, "Oh Jesus, what are we doing?" It was an awful show.
Oh, I don't remember. July 11th. Yeah, that's today. Well, it's still today for me. So your birthday was today.
Still today in Colorado too.
Yeah.
Still today in Colorado. Still today in Massachusetts as well.
Still today for another few minutes.
Wait, who just said that?
That
was you.
A little weird. Hey, guess what? It's still today in Colorado.
It's still today, right now.
Exactly.
Right now it's right now.
Speaking of right now, John Biel, did you watch that Crystal Pepsi documentary that I put in the Discord?
Crystal Pepsi documentary. No,
I did not watch. It's a Crystal Pepsi sales. It's a sales video for stores. Did you see it?
Oh wow!
All the stuff.
No,
if you guys notice in the Discord.
Yeah.
It's in the Discord. Exclamation point DING in the chat, please. There's a new section in there called "What are you watching?" And so every YouTube video I'm watching, I copy it into that section in the Discord. So I got the Crystal Pepsi video. I got Subway training video. I got I've been watching all these weird 80s restaurant training videos.
Amazing content.
Buffet something or other.
The content that you're missing by not watching the Discord. I mean, damn.
There's a lot of good stuff in there. Amanda knows. Sure. Amanda's been in there. Thank you, Amanda.
I used to be the one that was always there, and now I haven't. I'm there like once a week.
Probably shouldn't use the phrase "Amanda's been in there." A lot. not the choicest phrase to be. Just saying.
You probably didn't have to say that either.
Amanda's been. Oh, didn't I?
Didn't I?
I think I did, John. I think I did.
Oh God!
It's good content. That's what it comes down to. Is it good content?
Couldn't let it go.
It's good content.
I gotta start going on the Discord also because I got my own page and I put nothing in it. So
yeah, Michael has his own channel in the Discord.
Yeah,
I don't think I've been in the Discord in forever. I don't even remember my login or any of that stuff. It's been so long.
It's awesome. I'm there every day.
Oh yeah, shocking.
It's
when your computer's working.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's great because I can use it on my phone. They have an app that's actually really cool. Yeah, Mickey Myers in there. He posted something. When was this? Today?
In there. I mean,
Mickey Settlemeyer's in there. He just posted today. Just a couple hours ago.
What was that responding to? What was he responding to? What was that?
I don't know. I don't know what he's responding to.
I think I saw that too. I don't know if it was the same one.
Here it is. What are you watching? Oh man, I'm lagging.
What were you watching?
There's the Crystal Pepsi employee training video.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to check that out.
You should check it out.
I really want to know how to get the most out of my Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah. Oh, look how laggy I am. Dang.
Laggy. Ike, this is a good question from KXM Rock. What is your holy grail guitar?
I don't know. That's
Nailed it. That sounded good. Sounds like a great one.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I guess it would probably have to be, I don't know. There's so many damn guitars. There's so many damn good guitars. It would probably have to be like maybe a vintage Telly, just to have it. But I like guitars that are, I don't know. I like player guitars. I just like guitars that play well and sound well, and I don't know that I have, because I have shit that I got that I never wanted, and I just played it, and I was like, I'll buy it. You know what I mean? So I don't know that I have like that holy grail, like that ultimate thing that I always have, that I've always been striving for. I think it's just like I'll grab something that if I like it, I'll grab it. And I think because that's changed over the last few years because of the fact that now I'm around a lot more guitars all the time, and I get to play a lot of shit, and it starts to all blend. And when you find that really one that speaks to you, that makes a lot more sense. Does that make sense at all?
No, makes complete sense. It's funny because we've talked about this over the past couple of weeks. You may or may not have seen it or watched it, but I'm still trying to get my holy grail guitar out of a girl who has an original, first generation LNG gem. Now it's not signed, but it's still one of the early ones, and it still has the trem cover on it that the Kaler cease and desist was issued on. I mean, it's that early issue of a guitar, and I'm sitting here and waiting, and I've got a couple dozen guitars that I'm offering her whatever she wants in trade for it, with the exception of an Ace Frehley signature, 97, 98 Ace Frehley signature. Other than that, almost every guitar in my collection is open for trade to get that guitar. Oh, I would consider giving up one of my Ernie balls for it. Yeah. One of them. I don't know which one, but one of them. I would consider it.
Balls.
Yeah, I'd give this girl one of my balls.
Oh my gosh.
You guys actually
you saw Rob's Ernie ball, right? Earlier?
Is that the one he just had done?
Purple.
Yeah.
Purple one.
Rob's got some great balls.
I still got the thumbnail. Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah,
look at that, man.
That's a beautiful guitar.
See, I'm so torn into over getting my purple refinished or just leaving it natural, because you want to leave it natural for sort of mojo, but on the other hand, when they're redone, man, that purple pops. It's just so beautiful. And my headstock.
Is that what he did with that one? Was that a repaint on or refinish?
Yeah, Craig.
On Rob's?
Craig redid it. And good night, 5150 Fly Guy.
Good night.
Good night, 5150.
Fly safe.
Night, dude.
Fly on. Who can sing?
Ernie ball sack. We sell Ernie ball straps. That's kind of the funny joke at the store. Hey, you want to try one of the Ernie ball straps?
Are they affordable? Because nothing else by Ernie Ball is.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, the people are looking for it, right?
Those
are good straps.
For sure.
Caleb, my best friend Wayno wants to know what your favorite Van Halen song is to play live.
Ooh.
2018 Horse Club guy.
It's not Could This Be Magic, because you don't know it.
No, it's not. We don't go that deep. Let me think about it. Go ahead. Let me think about it.
That's got to be a tough question. All right, here's a question. Here's a Van Halen question for all of you guys. Seeing that everybody, what's your favorite album and why? You probably answered this already before at some point, but I'm just curious.
Wow, it's hard.
As a quick go-to, I would say Fair Warning, or Two. Fair Warning or Two are my go-tos, I would say.
Women and Children first, because it's nobody's favorite, and there are so many great tunes on that record.
And those three from Two, Women and Children first, and Fair Warning are probably that's.
I usually say Women and Children.
The gold for me.
Yeah,
first.
Everything that the Dave era Van Halen encompassed can be covered on that one album.
See, I always take a little bit of an odd one too. I always go. I love 1984. If you take the two shit songs that we heard a fucking bajillion times, if you take those out of the equation, the rest of the album is fantastic, and the production is incredible. And the shit jumps out of the speaker, compared to the other albums.
I agree. I mean, 1984 is top. I think they're all great. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's really hard to pin it down to one.
All right, favorite song to play.
Caleb loves Diver Down.
Yeah,
I love Diver Down too.
I love the. I love the guitar tone on it. That's like my favorite tone of his.
Agreed.
So,
Big Bad Bill's a great song.
Every song on there is great. There's no bad song on Diver Down. It's just people are mad that half of it's covers, but they're great covers. So it doesn't bother me. It's the band they're playing.
Well, what's a bad song between 1978 and 1984? What's a bad song? That's the real question.
What's a bad song?
What's the bad stuff? I mean, is there anything
You're No Good
that you just throw away and you just don't listen to?
You're No Good. I can do without that. I can do without that cover.
That's a good song.
I can do without You're
No
Good.
It's a throwaway, but it is good.
I can do without Little Dreamer.
I like it. I still like it.
People are gonna kill me for that, but I'm not a big Little Dreamer.
Little Dreamer is another one that I would, if I had to cut it, But for me, You're No Good is the first. Is just like I could do without that. I was like, I think it drags. I would have rather they just did Down in Flames.
Yeah, I mean every time I hear Loss of Control, I hate it until the solo goes through my head at the end. When he goes that is one of the coolest things ever. So that song is not.
It's a unique song too. I think it's got a great sound to it.
I think Lost Control is
very
great.
raw. I mean, it's a raw.
I think that riff,
kinda
that open, just sort of tapping up the neck riff, I think is fantastic. It's it's out of control, which I love. That's the thing I love about Women and Children First is you get everything, the melody of In a Simple Rhyme and the goofiness of Could This Be Magic, plus all of the and Eddie's first endeavor into keyboards.
Fools,
Take Your Whiskey Home.
Fools, Take Your Whiskey Home. I mean, that's
such a good tune.
You get the blues, the jazz, all of it.
Mm-hmm. And I love the beginning of Fools when Dave leans over. Let's try one together one time. I say, I love that.
Yeah,
I just love that.
That's one of my favorite. That's probably one of my top 5 Van Halen songs. Fools is one of my top 5, definitely.
Yeah. Why behave in public when you're living on a playground? Fucking awesome lyric.
Yeah, I like the production of that record.
That's the under the radar record for me.
There's nothing
too for a song that's really not like in your face. Fools, it's so freaking heavy. My gosh, the sound of his guitar on that.
It's a great question.
It's all Ed too, and it's all Ed, man. It's just in that tone. Yeah,
there's really no song to throw away.
Ed
on the first 6 records, there's really no song that you can just go, It's just it's an amazing 6-record run.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of. I keep saying go-tos, but like the push comes to shove that people kind of forget about, or Sunday afternoon in the park, or something like that.
One foot out the door.
It's so cool.
1 foot out the door, but I mean, damn.
Out the door is awesome.
As far as Fair Warning goes, every single one is
that's one of his better
1 foot out the door is crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to say Hot for
And I
Teacher.
love Sunday Afternoon in the Park.
Hot for Teacher just because it's very challenging to play, and I like a challenge, so that would probably be my most fun song to play live with Nerd Halen. And
plus, I think you've also said you love playing shuffles.
Yeah, no, and I love playing So This Is Love. I love that song. That's
the one song we did in my band. We used to cover that song.
One of my favorite solos of his is that solo. So those songs, but it changes. I mean, I'm playing Unchained, and I'm like, this is the most killer thing to ever play. It's like, you're strapped to a jet engine. It's incredible when it's full volume. You're playing that song.
That one. I mean,
we open with that every time.
Sure.
So that's that. It's just it doesn't get any.
That's the arena rock song.
More pure than Unchained. If you're at a Van Halen show or a cover show, that's the song that everyone's like, oh yeah, now we're going.
That one, I think
when they played that in '93. I was blown away when they '93 when like, you know, it was the Sammy area and they actually pulled off, you know, Unchained.
After his guitar solo or something, yeah. I thought it was cool. I mean, it was cool to hear it, but it's not the. I mean, I love you, Sammy, but it's not the same hearing Sammy sing it when Dave sings it. I mean, it's
no.
At the time, I think that was what the fans wanted to hear, and I think it was in early days of the internet when people were saying, "Oh, what do you want for the set list?" and people were, if Sammy had to do something from Dave era that you really wanted to hear, that and probably Mean Streets was, and you finally heard that with Gary.
Well, they did Unchained because the band likes playing Unchained, not because what Sammy wants to do. The band likes to play that song.
Mean Streets.
There's something about playing that song.
They opened up with that in 2012, that tour. I had backstage passes for that, and I got to see the sound check.
Yeah.
So that was awesome. We had eighth row.
It's like the Tokyo Dome, yeah. I mean, that's
I will say this though, the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge record is as good as the first 6 records. That record, that one Sammy record, is the only one of the Sammy records that I would put alongside the first 6 records. I mean, song for song, with the exception of Spanked, I think that record is as good as it gets.
Still
I mean, the riffs are great.
I like that song.
I know, but I'm just saying that we were talking about songs that you would throw aside. Other than Spanked, that song is that record is almost flawless.
See, I think OU812 had a lot of good riffs on it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good, like there was a lot of tasty shit in that.
Right. I just wish it was recorded better.
5152.
It sounds so muddy. Muddy recording.
I didn't like the 5150. Just had this weird sound quality to it that drove me crazy.
Very
thin. And that's it. The production on
a 3-piece. I love that song off that album.
Carnal Knowledge was far superior.
Here's the reason why
Carnal Knowledge was 10 times greater than 5150 or OU812.
Let's just all talk at once.
I would say.
On 3. Ready?
Let's just
1, 2, 3.
Brian Spalding, that picture I just posted with Discord. Yeah, that is
feels so good as an
good design. Thank you very much.
But Eddie Van Halen and Alex and all of them were.
Thank you, SD Design. Thank you, man.
Sammy Hagar. Sammy.
That was awesome.
Here's what I don't like about OU812. Feels So Good was the beginning of Sammy becoming Hammy. Feels So Good, I think, is an absolute piece of dog shit. I hate that song.
I like it.
I
love
hate
that
song. Hate it.
I think
it's everything wrong about Sammy Hagar Van Halen. The cheesy lyrics, it doesn't go anywhere. The hook is not great. It's just there.
It's a good groove, though. It's a great sounding tune. It's just a great groove tune.
I'll be honest.
When
I heard that song, I didn't know what Jump the Shark was yet.
Yep.
But it felt like it jumped the shark on that song.
It's just
I'll send my message in a bottle. And then I hear the beautiful.
Well, the lyrics are one thing.
Wait. The beautiful Van Halen backing vocal saying, "I'll send a message."
Yeah, no,
that was it for me. Like that to me.
Listen to that on the Pacific in Cabo, and you'll get it. You know what I mean?
Nope.
I listened to the OU812 when I was in Cabo, and I was just taken away. I mean, it really did the job. It was just perfect. It was like the perfect. I don't know. And it's probably just because of the being in Cabo, but.
The Van Halen that released Fair Warning would beat the shit out of the Van Halen that wrote Feels So Good.
They would take them to the woodshed.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
agreed.
They would take them to the parking lot. All like step outside, like
for
right
me,
now.
But it's the same 3 guys.
For me, Feels So Good is the epitome of everything that sucked about Van Halen during the Sammy years. It's just the cheesy lyrics, the deliberate attempt to get on top 40 radio.
Yep, deliberate. That's what it is. It's deliberate.
It's prefabricated and pre-planned and homogenized and packaged, and it's got nothing. There's nothing rebellious about Feels So Good. There's nothing like rock and roll is supposed to be there's supposed to be some danger to it. There's no difference between Feels So Good and I Want to Know What Love Is.
That doesn't need to be danger.
Did they play that song?
It needs to feel good. It needs to feel good, man.
Did that song ever make it
That's
in their
the
set?
No.
Right.
They never played it live.
See?
It was never played
Right.
live.
See,
Why?
John Biel? See,
Why?
John Biel? That song ever
See,
make it
but
in
they
their
made a
set?
video for it. They made a video for it.
Well, yeah.
That's,
called,
I mean,
it's called,
which,
it's called
where
Warner
do you
Brothers.
go? I mean, they
it's
made
called
a video
Warner
for
Brothers.
It?
It's called Warner Brothers, okay?
But he
called
played the
Warner Brothers.
Frankenstein in the video.
Right. So
Oh,
what?
man.
That was amazing. I saw that before school.
And it was
that
a
one day, and I
departure
was
in
like,
the fact that he played
like,
keyboards and he played organ
awesome.
on it, and it was, you know,
Ugh.
I think it's a
I'd
good.
rather
I
listen
still
to
like
Year
that
to the
song.
Day
I do
than
like
Feel
that
So
song.
I love Eddie's piano playing. So any time where he's playing piano, I'm all into it because
But that's
I
not
think
piano. That's a shitty
Hey.
synth.
You know
Well-
what could be considered a
No,
cheesy song?
It's a Hammond, didn't he play? He played a Hammond organ on that. Hammond
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. I love the piano song on Balance. I love that song. Okay? I think that's a great
But Not
song.
Enough?
Yes.
I think Not Enough is a great song.
I think it's a great song.
Bachelor. What
and,
is it?
and
Bachelor?
even Balachatherium, and even Feelin'.
Feeling's
Which
a
I'm
great
not a big
song
fan of.
because it's different.
I'm not a huge fan of that song, but
Yeah.
both of those songs are way better than Feels So Good.
Well,
Feels
they're-
So Good, for me, might be the worst Van Halen song ever written.
It could be.
Wow.
oh
Yeah.
Here you go, folks.
I don't think
You
it's
got
I
it
don't
here
think it's
first.
worthy. I don't think it's worthy of their catalog. And that includes Van Halen 3, which had some really bad songs on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're right. I totally agree with that.
I'd say like Can't Stop Loving You. Some of the Balance stuff I'd throw away before I'd throw away Feel So Good.
Not a huge fan of Can't Stop Loving You either. That's again similar. Sammy, Hammy, Hagar. It's that poppy. Sammy's a terrible lyricist. He's a terrible lyricist. That's the problem. Sammy's a way better singer, but nowhere near the lyricist.
Oh, you're the one who was HSAS. You posted all that over the last
right?
week.
Because
you know?
I don't
and
think
I've been listening
he
to it
wrote those
myself.
lyrics.
It's some great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
The HSAS record is great. Nobody cared. That wasn't a pop record. That wasn't
No.
something that was supposed to be.
And it should have been more than it was, but it was a super group kind of
It's
record.
a great
you know?
band.
Nobody cares about super group records.
mhm.
Yeah, it was, and thank you for posting that because I hadn't listened to some of that. I did have the original album of
Yeah, it's a great
HSAS. Was the original album actually recorded live?
Yeah, they recorded
during
it
the San Jose show.
Yeah, they did a couple of nights in San Jose, and they
So
recorded.
I thought
the
it was
record
I
basically
thought it
off
was
the
a
board.
studio album. I thought it was a studio album, but
I can't remember.
No, it came off the board.
I think I had the cassette probably. Hammond.
What? I have the vinyl.
Hammond?
I still have it. I
Yeah,
still
love
have
the
it.
HSAS record.
Ham and eggs.
Yeah. Neander Paul, I'll ask you this first.
What?
Something we discovered something today. Actually, it's been around for a week or a couple weeks. One of the Gene Simmons demos with Eddie and Alex.
Yep.
Yep.
What's your take on that, man?
Have Love Will Travel.
What
it does, it verifies a lot of people. And one of the big, for those that don't know, one of the big stories, legends, is that in the mid 70s or closer to the late 70s, Eddie was not real happy with what was going on in Van Halen, and Kiss was not real happy with how Ace Frehley was behaving. So at one point, Gene Simmons invited Eddie and Alex Van Halen down to the studio to work on some demos. And of course, Gene tells the story that Eddie wanted to leave Van Halen and join Kiss, but that never really happened. What did happen was Gene recorded some demos that ended up being on the Love Gun record. In fact, the legend goes that Shock Me.
I'd love to hear a quote from Gene.
I was going to say, I'd like to. It'd be a lot more convincing if Gene could tell it.
Well, I'll tell you, the thing about Edward Van Halen is that he wanted to join Kiss. It was his desire, and I said to him, Wait, Edward, you're a talented young man. You're very. And I remember I said, Eddie, you've got your own thing going. You're a very talented and powerful and attractive young man, and you should stay with your band, because he wasn't happy with Dave Roth. I find that everybody that doesn't want to show David Lee Roth any respect calls him Dave. Dave Roth, not David Lee or David Lee Roth, but Dave Roth.
Dave Roth.
So anyway, long story made unnecessarily longer. Eddie and Alex played on some demos that ended up being on Love Gun, not the least of which was Shock Me, which if you listen to the guitar solo, if you listen to the way the guitar solo was played in Shock Me, the legend is that Gene told Ace, I want you to play this like that Eddie Van Halen guy. He's pretty good. And basically made him note for note play the guitar solo. So if you listen to the guitar solo to Shock Me, it has a very Eddie Van Halen feel to it, obviously. But the demos for some of the songs from Love Gun, not the least of which I think Eddie played on Christine 16 as a demo, Shock Me as a demo, and a song that eventually became Got Love for Sale, which is on Kiss's 1977 album Love Gun. And the demo of that, called Have Love Will Travel, has made its way around the internet. I found it today and posted it up on my Facebook page. And you can hear Eddie and Alex on that track. And specifically, Eddie's tone is in the fingers, man. He doesn't have his own rig. He's just playing on this demo for Have Love Will Travel. And if you know, everybody says, well, what would happen if Eddie Van Halen had joined Kiss in 1977? You have audio evidence of that now out there on the internet.
Yeah, I reposted that. That's pretty cool to hear that, man.
Did any of you guys grab it?
Was that some of the stuff that was
like John Biel? Did you
that
actually?
Was on the
did you grab the? Did you grab that audio before it gets taken away?
It's going to get taken down.
Because
was that on the Gene Simmons box set? That
I think it's on the
big,
vault.
You know,
Yeah,
2,000, whatever, several thousand. The vault. So that was
Yeah.
something that we were expecting, that because we knew there were some tracks that.
Yeah. Well, this was one of them. You heard it, right, Sean?
yeah.
Did you? Yeah, it's
I didn't listen to it yet.
pretty cool, man.
Oh no, you should listen to it. You should listen to it because it's you can hear some of Eddie in it, like in the verse and everything like that. But it's clear that he was told to play kind of what Gene wrote, because Gene can play guitar.
You can tell it's a demo. You can tell it's a demo. It's very cool. It's very cool to hear.
But then when they get to the solo, Eddie lets go, and it's on.
And it's definitely him.
Clearly Eddie. Yeah.
No, it's
Definitely.
Now, was it Al too? Was Al on drums, or was there any evidence of Al on drums? Because
yes,
they okay.
Not
wow.
Yeah, I mean, they're locked into a good groove.
It's a good tune, man.
Look at this.
Yeah, it was a great song to begin with.
So it's basically Van Halen with Gene Simmons on bass. Is that what it is?
Essentially, yeah.
Or with Gene on.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And for
bass
a
and
nominal fee, you
vocals.
could have the official
Johnny, we
release.
can't listen to it, can we?
No.
Yeah, before it gets taken down. Yeah.
I'll send you the link though if you want it.
Gene Barber Papa.
Send me the link. I'm gonna check it out.
You haven't heard?
Well, I
it?
think I saw it. You posted it in a few places, right?
Here, I'll even put the
I don't
link
know
in the
if you put it
chat
on
if
our,
anybody wants it.
Saturday night message.
If anybody wants the link, I'll put it in the chat if you want.
It's definitely worth a listen, everybody. Check it out. It's cool.
Yeah. No, I would grab. I would grab that audio.
Grab the audio if you can.
Later tonight.
I'll download it
before it gets taken away.
Yeah, it's going to get taken down.
How do you download this shit?
Well, that was what we wanted.
I'll record it for you if you want to,
You
Caleb.
got to get a third-party app.
Yeah, download it.
That was I.
No, you don't have to get a third-party app. I'll tell you what. I'll bail out of the chat right now.
If you want to do it on your.
go grab it.
Okay.
I'll grab it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
Jump out and grab it and put the audio in. Oh, he's actually gone. Okay.
Bye, Paul.
It's definitely cool as hell, man. I mean, whoever just listen to it. It's badass.
Yeah, I saw the post. I just didn't click. I haven't listened to it yet, but that's and I knew it was out there, and so it's. I know when Gene put out that, or when Kiss, whatever Gene or Kiss put out that big box set a couple years ago, and it was like $2,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it was the $2,000 when you could get him to deliver it or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but
I think it was more than that.
It was expensive.
That was like $5,000.
I think it was more than that because you got to
maybe
pay for him to fly over there and for his car, and I think you had to feed him too. I think
but wasn't it called like the vault or something?
I think you had to make him lunch or something.
You actually got like a. And I knew there was some Van Halen on that at least a legend has it that it was on there.
Freaking face.
Hey, did you guys ever listen to the Starfleet project?
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Brian May and Eddie.
Yeah, that was some cool shit. I used to have that. I lost it years and years and years ago.
I had vinyl, man. I lost it too.
I would love to get that back and re-listen to that because that was some cool shit.
It's on YouTube.
Oh yeah. I got that last recording. You guys have probably checked it out. The last recording from Pasadena and Civic in '77. You heard that one?
The soundboard?
I think so. It was like the last time they played Pasadena Civic Center in December '77 before Van Halen 1 came out.
Yeah. I grew up on that bootleg.
Because I bought that at a music it was like a big, record convention thing. And back in the day, anything that had Van Halen, I had all sorts of fucking trinkets and pins and bullshit and stickers and whatever the fuck.
Same here, man.
I used to have worn it out.
Same here, dude.
Actually, I think I might still have. Hang on. I got something here.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Cool. Oh, sweet.
Oh, man.
79. Look at that.
And I had another one from Fair Warning. I gave it to Robert Baker. If you guys know who he is, he's the YouTube guy.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine. I sent it to him one day for his birthday or some bullshit. So I was like, he's a huge Van Halen fan. So, I would have never given it away when I was a kid. But now I'm a little older. I'm like, yeah, whatever. But I held on to that one because I thought it was super cool.
Well, you made his day when he got that. I tell you that much.
I think I sent him some old shit from when I was a kid, like some old magazines, like Guitar Player magazine or something like that, too, with like some Van Halen articles in it from way back when, so you could kind of read through them and stuff. That was a few years ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a box of shit still like buried in my my other room. It's just a bunch of old Van Halen like clippings and pictures and my whole.
You had my old collection, man.
You got to start pulling that stuff out and come back on again.
What's that?
You got to start pulling some of that stuff out and come back on. That'd be killer.
I think I still have. Because back in the day, like I said, if I found a Van Halen anything, I would buy it. And I think I still have like some press on.
Like the iron-ons?
Yeah, I think I still got some iron-on shirts, like the actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I still just the iron-on part. I think I got like 2 of them still in that box buried somewhere.
Did you guys see what I posted the other day on the Straturday night? It's the Viewmaster. They've got an actual Van Halen Viewmaster that's I guess it's of the videos Panama and Jump or from the 1984 era. It's on eBay. $300 on eBay for a Viewmaster reel. That's good.
Yeah, just for the
clips from.
Yeah, not even for the machine itself. Just for the.
But if it's actual 3D, this is what I was saying to you guys. If it's actually in 3D, like they use a 3D camera to take the picture, and it's got the real 3D effect. That's kind of cool. But I highly doubt if it is. It's probably just stills from the video.
I've always wondered what was on that Viewmaster because I've seen that for years. Well,
Jay said that his brother had it. So
I had a Viewmaster. I had a Viewmaster. Yep.
Yeah, we all had them, but none of us had the Van Halen one.
Right, sure.
We all had like the Disney.
Well, if we only knew, we
all had the Care
to
Bears.
Walmart or wherever and got it.
The Care Bears. Maybe you
Disney World. That's what we had. The Disney ones. It was like Epcot Center. I think that's all that I had that I can remember anyway.
I went there.
And we just lost Facebook. Our Facebook feed just went down.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
Trouble today, man.
You lost Paul too. Where'd Paul go?
Paul was going to download that Gene Simmons thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, we gotta grab that before it goes away because
it's gonna go away pretty quick probably. It's making a round on the internet, so they'll pull it down.
You go outside?
Yeah, if they discover it, I'm sure.
Nope, that's your answer.
Yeah. All right, I'll be back. Right, and you gonna go? Yeah. All right, come on, bud.
I just want the dog to go. Yeah, I gotta go.
Kevin, there's the link right there, Kevin, and thank you so much. Oh, okay. Is this the Paul? Is this the whole thing? Yeah, and we can't play it on here, but
yeah, but we got it now. Cool.
Thank you.
It's 3 minutes. 3 minutes long.
Boy.
As long as somebody downloaded it, we can get it when we need it. You know.
Cool. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, man.
Handled. Got it.
Like, did we ever find out if you had the Real Us Festival CD?
Yeah, we were listening to it last week. Remember?
The stereo, was it? Yeah, it sounded good, but did we see if it had any of the dropouts from the typical one?
I didn't go back to it and listen. I do know that it does seem like, I forget when we were listening to Ice Cream Man, it does seem like some of the space between the nonsensical Dave ramblings was minimized. It does seem like there was some editing done on it. But there you go. So now you now we don't have to worry about if it gets pulled down. We got it.
Good. We got a hard copy of it somewhere.
And I've got a waveform of it and an MP3. I sent you guys the MP3.
Sweet.
What can you tell us what you use for downloading from YouTube?
I'll tell you guys off the air because I don't want to.
Yeah, please.
There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've used them and I know Johnny's afraid of like downloading stuff from the internet.
Yeah, but
I do any audio that I get from YouTube. I do in real time. You know,
you record it onto your little 4-track into your cassette.
No, I'll run it like, let's say I'll pipe my laptop
That's the way to
into
do
my
it.
main computer and run and play, and then it runs in real time and it records. You know,
I got it in real time.
That's the fail-safe way to do it. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it in real time, and I would be surprised if that thing is still up in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like it was posted like a week ago or something.
Yeah, but it's starting to explode now.
Now people are starting to become aware of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that somebody here will share it somewhere, and maybe the VHND will run with it or something like that. And next thing you know, Gene will become aware of it. And
it's gone.
Basically, this will be the end of it right here.
We've ruined it for everyone.
What will Gene say?
Yeah, basically.
Gene will say,
"Get in touch with Paula if you want to."
Yeah, I'll be in trouble. I'm going to get a C&D from Gene's lawyers. That's all I need. We're going to speak to Doc.
You've been mocking me for some time now.
I don't appreciate the way you say things about things in my voice. I've spoken to Doc, and he's decided.
I love the Barba Papa, though.
The Barba Papa tongue is great.
So good.
That is so freaking good.
Gene will say, I don't usually say things like this to guys your size.
Holy shit.
I completely forgot it. All those memories came flooding back to Barba Papa because I do remember it now that once I looked into it and I looked at some of the pictures, it's like, oh my God, I do remember that.
Ike, just so you know, if you're on, I don't know that you're on the chat that we were going back and forth on, but I have sent that file to somebody. So if somebody wants to send it to Ike, they can do that.
Yes, please.
and Lemmy approves.
Let's see, where is it? I don't see it in here.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody
KXM
send it to me.
Beer.
Yeah, somebody sent it. Somebody that has Ike.
It's not in there. We're not in there.
Michael Smith. When Michael comes back, ask him because
Michael will send it to you. Yeah,
he has your.
All right, cool. My contact info.
Yeah,
Michael, send Ike a copy of that file if you can.
Okay. Gone.
By the way, for archival purposes, certainly nobody would ever try to profit off of this because Gene has all of the official releases available for a nominal fee.
Of course he does.
He's a very powerful and attractive man.
You got it, Ike.
Thanks, dude. I just got it.
Paul, what do you use to send an audio over the messenger? Because I've tried to do that before, and I'm sure I'd love to bug all you guys with my audio files, but
it's just look when you're looking at your messenger. There should be a clip on it where there's a paper clip, and that paper clip is add files.
Yeah, and then I tried to add like an AIFF or a WAV file. It wouldn't.
Oh, those are too big.
Yeah, they're too big. You gotta send MP3s.
So
MP3s.
MP3s. Okay.
Only MP3s. Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll try that.
There you go. Save, download that shit. Yep, we're good.
Yep. So it's a and when you listen to it, you will hear clearly Eddie, Alex to a lesser degree, but clearly Eddie. Just it's in his fingers, and you can't do anything about it. You can't hide it. I'm sure that it was like Gene was like, and Eddie, I don't want you to play like it's your band because this is clearly my band.
Well,
wait, we gotta use it.
What would the pretext have been?
Every time I see this photo, it looks like he has a massive tumor flying out the side of his head.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. It's just a big thing. It looks like an apple is stuck in his fro.
So what did Alan Ed think that was going on? Were they just like doing a rehearsal with Gene, or were they doing like a demo with Gene? What did they or jamming with Gene? Like, what was the deal?
I think at the time, and somebody will have to correct me, I think at the time Gene was working on, remember this is 1976, 77. They hated each other at that point, and they were starting to record tracks for the solo records that came out in 1978. So my guess is Gene wanted those guys to come down and play on some demos. And Gene has been known to, and I know this having spoken to him, sorry, I didn't mean to drop that, but having spoken to him over the years, he is known for having these songs, like so many other bands, recorded years in advance before he uses them. And this was one of those things I think that he intended on putting on his solo record. And I'm sure when it got done, he was like, oh, this would be good for a Kiss record. Yes, exactly.
So where were they at that point in 1977 or 19 whatever it was?
They had just
77, 78. Where was Kiss?
They had just
were they looking for new members or?
Well, they were between Destroyer and Love Gun at that point because remember they had that
two great albums too, man.
Yeah, they did Alive, and then after Alive they released Rock and Roll Over, Destroyer, and Love Gun back to back to back, and then Alive 2. So Alive 2 came out in 1977 after Love Gun came out. So Love Gun was the record that they were working on at the time. That's the one, if you go back and you listen to Shock Me, you can absolutely hear in the guitar solo, it even tries to sound like Eddie Van Halen. So that's where they were. They were between Destroyer and Love Gun or Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun, because those both records, again, Kiss would release a new record every 10 months. Because they were certainly they went to the well as quickly as they possibly could.
I've loved this Kissology, this whole DVD.
It's great. You get a better idea.
The first one, anyway. I got the first one, and it's the only problem I have is the audio quality. Like you have the full Detroit concerts and stuff like that, and they're basically house audio, house video, mono, tinny
from back then too. Yeah, right.
I mean, but but the thing is, the whole thing is they were leading up to Kiss Alive, and they recorded all these shows, professionally with was it Eddie Kramer or whoever it was, one of the greatest producers. They recorded all these shows, but then you get the Detroit or what was it, the Winterland and a couple of them. It's just the house feed, which is really not great. And it doesn't. I love the Kiss intro with Deuce. They when they intro the show back in whatever it was 1976 when the show, it was just like throwing it at you. But the videos don't convey that unless you're really like I do. I mean, I love boosting. I've got EQ and stuff like that, or the BBE, and you can boost it, but still doesn't do it justice. That I'm just talking about like the Kiss experience from 1976, 77. You can't get that.
They were the biggest band in the world at that
It's
point.
great. It's got
really
great
were.
material, but it doesn't convey it as well.
The idea that, and this is the
Thank you,
strangest thing in the
Michael,
world. Kiss was a bigger band
Thank
than
you,
Led
Michael and
Zeppelin
Paul,
at that
for
time.
recommending.
How weird is that?
Right.
In 1976, 77, 78, Kiss was a bigger band than Led Zeppelin. They were the biggest
In
band.
America.
They were the biggest. No, they were the biggest rock band in the world at that point.
Were they?
That period from 76 through 78. Keep in mind, Boston's album had already happened and peaked and gone away. Frampton Comes Alive had peaked and gone away. You're talking about Destroyer and Love Gun. I mean,
Eagles.
Shock Me and Christine 16 were all over the place.
Yeah.
And then Alive 2 was a massive record. They won like all these guitar polls, all these things. Greatest guitar player in the world was Ace Frehley. Really? And Gene was the best
any
bass
guitar,
player. Like they won
guitar
all those
world
polls.
or any of that. They were saying that, sure.
And
Well,
Boston's
yeah,
first,
I mean,
Boston's
the
first
best.
album, first album, and Peter Frampton Comes Alive. I mean, those albums were massive, so good, and they still were beating them out, man.
Yep, it was Kiss They were on the cover of every magazine. People, Us. I mean, if it was, they were a worldwide
Well, they had the
phenomenon.
look too. There was the whole other the realm of Kiss with
Yeah.
the look and the shock value.
Yeah, no, absolutely, no. That's the thing is they were the biggest band in the world. Whether or not they were, musically credible isn't even important. They were just the biggest band in the world.
I love it. I mean, they're a great rock band.
production,
They're just
man.
a great rock band. That's what I get at. And that's how I enjoy, all the bootleg stuff and the stuff that they had on this.
They're better than they get credit for
Kissology.
overall. They really are better than they get credit for.
I always loved Kiss.
After
I first saw them
1983, they
live.
lost it.
I never saw them live. I've seen so many freaking bands, and I'm kick myself in the ass because I had plenty of time.
You ever saw them in any rendition of Kiss?
No,
Wow.
no,
No, I never saw them.
Me
either.
neither. I never saw them.
never saw them either.
I was, but to be honest, you guys are Kiss fans. I was never much that big of a Kiss fan. I was a casual Kiss fan.
I was never a Kiss fan.
See,
I think
Kiss
Paul's the
back
biggest
then.
Kiss fan.
I just wasn't. They weren't really my thing. But I didn't dislike them. I knew that they were big. It was just they weren't what I was listening to, kind of when I was coming up. I guess,
Mm-hmm.
I remember
Go back. The
I know
production
about
on those
them
records for the most of
From
them-
my neighbor who. Sorry.
No, I was just saying the production on
My
those-
neighbor
on those
was a
early
huge
records
Kiss
is
fan.
terrible.
Ike, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was going to let you guys go. I just remembered being in like grammar school, and I don't know why this just popped into my head, but we had this one kid, and I remember he was in school, and he kept showing everybody this fucking comb. Okay, he had a comb, and he's like, "This is a Kiss comb." This is everybody's like, "What?" And I remember
That's how far their marketing went.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. He goes, "Look, it says Ace," and I'm like, "Ace makes fucking combs. It's not an Ace comb." Ace
Right, yeah.
comb. You remember
Ace comb? Yeah,
the combs? It was made by Ace.
Remember those? Yeah.
And he was trying to tell
Dude, that's Ace Frehley, man.
that it was an Ace Frehley comb.
Oh, that is
Ace
funny.
comb.
I think you've hit on something there. I think you've hit on something there.
I
That's
still
a market
remember.
we
Oh
have
my
yet to
God.
tap.
Yeah, I still remember that as a kid going. They all
Funny.
say Ace.
Gene's gonna go back and sue
Yeah.
Ace now, the comb company.
That's hilarious.
But I mean,
That's a funny story, man.
If you go back, like here's a great song. If you ever want to see how good Kiss can possibly be, go back and watch the live version of "Watching You" from like 1975, 1976. There are like 5 riffs in that song that are as good as anything that Zeppelin or Aerosmith ever wrote. It's literally 4 or 5 songs thrown into one 3.5-minute song. If they'd have taken those 4 or 5 riffs and actually expanded upon it, they might have made a great record.
A whole album.
They might have made a whole album out of that, but that one song is like, oh my God, Kiss hit on like 5 different great riffs at once, and then dried up. Because when they're good, they're really good. When they're bad, they're
Like there's an
abysmal.
emergency somewhere.
yeah, I think for
What's going on
me,
with-
Oh, there's some.
the big thing for me was
An emergency somewhere. I can hear.
really recognized Kiss. It was already the early '80s, So
yeah, and that's when they were awful.
It was the masks were off.
The masks were off.
They looked
exactly.
like they were just like they were kind of like, who are these fucking guys?
They were like every other LA band.
Right, and that was and we were like, Kiss is no big deal. Now, as I got a little older, I went back a little further, and I'm like, oh, I get this, and so that's why I liked them. I just never really got into them because my first introduction to them was, fucking Lick It Up or whatever the fuck that shit was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything between Dynasty and Creatures of the Night is shit. Everything between Lick It Up and Revenge is shit. Everything since Revenge has been shit. That's sort of
the sweet spot is that late 70s.
Yeah.
Late 70s, that's the sweet spot. Yeah. When I went back to listen to some of them, I'm like,
well, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. 75 to 79 is what you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And when
it's that whole generation of the early Kiss fans.
Yeah.
Like the early Van Halen fans,
Yeah.
If that was what you were brought up on, and that's what
we did the whole Unmastered thing a lot of ways because they were starting to wane. You know what I mean? They just weren't.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was a way to try to get the attention. I mean, they were geniuses with that.
Yep. Geniuses with marketing. I mean, look at all the fucking shit that's out there.
Oh my gosh.
You could fill a gigantic landfill with Kiss crap.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
as far as any rock band that's merchandise themselves, the Kiss is the top of all of it.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what any
Kiss and the Beatles
that surpasses Kiss.
The Beatles too.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Because of all the cool shit.
But the Beatles 50 years ago, Kiss to this day.
No, they are certainly the most merchandise band ever. Although the Grateful Dead are pretty close too. There's a lot of Grateful Dead shit out there too.
I love
you get Grateful Dead stickers and dolls, but you get Kiss.
There's a Grateful Dead
pinball machines and coffins.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, nice! Look at that.
Yeah. The Grateful Dead put that "Steal Your Face" on everything, and everybody knows what it is.
And that's even look at the sticker I had on the guitar I showed you.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's right.
And they got the dancing bears. They got all that. They had, and what's great is because people. I mean, I'm a Grateful Dead fan.
So
I hated them for years, and then all of a sudden one day I must have smoked enough weed to fucking get it.
I discovered them. I mean, I really sat down and listened to them and enjoyed them.
I have yet to smoke that much weed.
I'm
sure
great
musicians, man.
You know what it was for me with the Grateful Dead is I had a roommate who was a huge Grateful Dead fan. And every time he was farting around the house or doing some shit outside, he always had the Grateful Dead on. And I was never a Grateful Dead fan. I just didn't get it. And, we smoked a lot of weed back then. And but the thing is that it kind of seeped into my brain. And then eventually I just got it and I go, oh, fuck. Okay. I get it now. And I've been a Grateful Dead fan ever since then. I finally got it.
You ever see him live?
Yeah. I've seen him a couple times. Well, one time I saw him, but I don't quite really remember all the show.
I saw them about
really good show.
I saw them like 7 or 8 times. With Jerry still alive.
Wow.
But before that,
I never saw him with Jerry.
I hated them. Okay, I started dating a girl that liked them, and we're hanging out. She talks about the Grateful Dead, saying you like them or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I like them. I'll be grateful when they're dead. That's how much I hated them. But then she started turning me on.
Yeah, I think we're all
okay. It's a true story. I'm like, that's cool, okay, And then, like I said, I saw her 7 or 8 times with her every time, and they were great live.
They got amazing song structures.
Yes,
there's a great riff, and you got to just kind of, you got to shift because some of us that grew up in metal, it's not metal, but you got to shift that a little bit. And if you're not a Grateful Dead fan, watch if you have Amazon Prime, watch that Grateful Dead documentary. You probably come out on the other side at least showing some respect for them because they innovated a lot with marketing and they innovated a lot with stage production. I mean, they had the biggest stage production in the fucking world.
Yeah, and one thing they did, they gave away the music. They invited people to the soundboard and were like, just come record it. And everybody else was protecting their stuff.
Yep.
Yeah,
they always had the taper section,
and put it out there. They were getting free publicity. It was genius.
They sold out every stadium throughout the 80s. I mean,
Yeah,
they sold out more than Metallica, more than any band. They sold out every single stadium.
And I saw them
the
in,
80s.
I saw them in the 80s into the 90s.
and they were always underground.
You know, you're talking about Monsters of Rock or something. They sold out every stadium the Monster of Rock sold out.
Except for when In the Dark came out. Once Touch of Grey and Hell in a Bucket, that was the end of the Grateful Dead as a underground thing.
Two of my favorite songs.
That's a great album, though. That is a great album.
But that's exactly.
I know, but that was.
And they toured with Bob Dylan. They toured with Bob Dylan. Stadium tour, just like the same in 1987. That a lot of. I mean,
I remember
they sold out just as many, if not more, dates than Van Halen.
Largest, most rabid and devoted fan base in the history of music. Deadheads. They're a cult. They're a religion.
Sure.
I got a death threat from one.
Yeah.
Did you
yeah, no, I understand it. Yeah, because when Jerry Garcia died, I was on the air at WAAF in Boston, and I did the death notice. And it was, we were an active rock station. We were the Metallica station. So I said, well, we got bad news, good news and bad news. The bad news.
I probably heard you that day.
Yeah.
Oh,
the bad
you're
news
talking over it. Hang on.
The bad news is that Jerry Garcia.
But I heard him. I heard the actual.
No, but
he's telling a story.
You're talking over it. You're John B. yelling him. John B. yelling
to it. I'm adding to
Hold
it.
on. Paul.
You can still talk. Interjection. Interjection.
Paul. Take two.
So the bad news is that Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead has passed away. The good news is he's been reunited with that finger.
Oh.
And the phone lines lit up. They're like,
Not good.
They're like, dude, how can you totally badmouth Jerry like that? I'm like, are you serious?
Yeah,
I'm like, and then I did another joke. Then after that, I was like, oh shit, I'm on a roll. Now I'm like, all right, I've got the Paul Marshall stock tip for the day with the death of Jerry Garcia. Buy Procter and Gamble because there's going to be a run on soap. I just kept going and going and going. At that point, I was like, fuck it, who cares?
Wow.
But in the end, my first radio job at a classic rock station, Friday nights from midnight to 2, we did a thing called Dead Ahead. And it was 2 hours of Grateful Dead music.
A lot of stations used to do that.
Yeah, a lot of stations did. This is late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything about the Grateful Dead, and it was awesome because the program director came over to me and handed me a stack of like 30 CDs and said, here. And I went, what am I supposed to do with this? He goes, anything you want. I said, I don't know anything about the Grateful Dead. He goes, doesn't matter. I went, what? He goes, just pick a song. He goes, just fill from midnight to 2 a.m. with Grateful Dead music. So I would literally just take the CD and go, I'd just pull out anything random and go, put it in and go, all right, track 6, play. And the phones would light up. People were like, dude, I can't believe you're playing Space. What? I had no idea what I was doing, but it was a sick musical education. And the thing about the Grateful Dead is, for people that like the Grateful Dead, it doesn't matter what you play. Every song is their favorite song.
Yeah.
Every song is their favorite song.
That's why no matter what you were going to play,
plus
that people are going to right away say, "Oh shit."
Yep. Plus, you could put that on and you could go and do something else for 2 hours.
Yes, it was 18 minutes. It was
you didn't have to pay attention.
Especially Space. You're right.
Yeah, they were like, I was like, it was a challenge to see if I could find a Dead song that was shorter than an Allman Brothers song. Because they went on, forever. I mean, but I will say their version of Morning Dew is pretty awesome.
Oh,
I don't like the Dead.
The catalog is amazing if you dive into it.
Which version?
Yeah.
Like I said, I fucking hated the Grateful Dead, and I remember when Jerry passed, people were like, "Dude, we're going to the park, and it's going to be a vigil, man." And I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you going to the fucking bar? Let's go to the bar. What the fuck, really?"
Right?
I totally didn't get it. I didn't understand the Grateful Dead at least until it must have been 2001. Serious. And like I said, it was just a roommate I had who played it all the time. And then finally one day I go, these songs are fucking awesome. This is great shit. And ever since then,
did he make the coffee that morning?
Neil was a hell of a cook. I tell you what. Neil made some good food. He made some other cool shit too. He made great brownies and awesome butter.
There you go.
Awesome butter.
was gonna say, are you tight? Are you tight in like deadhead circles? Do you kind of run with like do you converse and communicate with deadheads?
Are you gonna tell on us?
No. I'm kind of I'm a real good floater.
Oh, okay.
I like a lot of different. So when I was younger, it was more metal, because that's really what I got sucked into metal. And then what happened was, in the mid '80s, I saw BB King on a special, so I kind of turned into a blues guy, because I saw BB King, and all of a sudden I was like, I was into metal, like a bunch of white dudes with long hair, and I watched a Les Paul special, and BB King was on that. And
he destroyed you with one note.
And BB King came on, and in 4 bars, I was like mesmerized. I'm like, here's this giant black dude playing this big fucking guitar, no distortion, and so much feel that I was blown away. And the next day I went down to House of Guitars in Rochester, New York, and I bought 3 BB King records. And that kind of set me off on a different musical path. And that was the first, that was like the first fork in the road musically for me that sent me away from metal but into other things. And then I got into blues, and then all of a sudden jazz happened, and then like funk happened because it was a bastard child of blues, and it was really weird. And then all that, so as I grew, I would just accept other things, and I would try to listen to it and get it, and hopefully I got it, and at least recognize why it had value. And there's some stuff that I didn't get until way fucking later. Like I hated country, and now I like classic country. I don't like the new country, but I love classic country. But it took me a very, very long time to get there. And
bluegrass is awesome.
Yeah,
like classic country, like Hank Williams. Country?
Yeah, Hank Williams. Wills, Tennessee, with the Playboy.
Anything pre-Alabama.
Yeah, anything pre.
I like Alabama.
'90s. Anything pre-'90s. I love Willie Nelson,
Conway Twitty,
all the outlaw guys. I love all that stuff now. I mean, new country is just churned out garbage. It's just moneymaker shit. But that old stuff is gold.
I remember the day I got into
kind of like the blues. It's like the blues it's got soul to it. The old stuff, I think.
Yeah, and I think because of that stuff, it kind of made me open. Like I just went through these phases, and I think a lot of people musically do. And so I kind of jumped into I had a funk phase where I listened to a lot of Tower of Power, and Ohio Players and Confunction and shit like that. So I don't know. That's kind of how I've ended up that way, and that's why all that shit just kind of falls into place.
A band called Gamelan. You just talk about funk stuff. Check them out, man.
I'll check them out.
Yeah, check them out.
The day I got into BB King was when I was watching Rattle and Hum. It was because I never really dug on BB King until he was in backstage with U2, and he says to the Edge, "Now, see, you're going to have to play the chords because I can't play no chords.
I play notes.
I just play notes. I can't.
Chords.
I'm no good. I can't play no chords." And I was like, "I can't play chords either. Let's check this guy out." And I went out and bought BB King, and I was like, "Oh my God!" With that butterfly vibrato,
one note, man, one note.
Okay, BB, you don't need to play chords.
And let's face it, that voice, holy shit!
Love his voice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I mean, the fact that he can play in and of itself is great. And that even though he doesn't play chords, because let's look at his hand. His hand is a hammock. So the idea that he could put his 3 fingers together on a neck was ridiculous anyway. But
I know the feeling.
At that point, I was like, "This is now I'm into BB King." And the same box set, the Columbia box set or whatever it was, CBS box set. I'm like, "Oh look, they have a Howlin' Wolf one. I want that too."
Oh, Howlin' Wolf, man!
I'm a huge Hubert Sumlin Howlin' Wolf.
Son House.
Yeah, well, Son House actually lived in my hometown for a while in Rochester.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what happened when I got into BB. He was my entry into blues, and then I started found Freddie King, BB King, Albert Collins, all these dudes, and I just started finding all these guys. And what the link is I love guitar, and these guys were using less notes with more powerful feeling, and it was and then like you were saying, the voice on top of that, it moved me, it called to me, and I kind of I'm more of a blues player than anything else, and it moved, it changed everything for me.
Well, Jack Butler gonna like you.
He cut heads.
Cut head. The good old boy from Memphis named Jack Butler. Cut head for me
Rico
every
B,
Friday night.
In the chat room, Rico B says Brad Paisley can really play. You ain't shitting. That guy.
Brad Paisley's an amazing player.
He's an amazing guitarist, man.
You know, but that also leads to
Keith Urban can play too.
You know who I love?
Robert Cray too. There you go, Robert. Rico B, kick him out.
Look at the old school.
Roy Clark.
Jerry Reed.
Roy Clark. When Roy Clark passed.
Roy Clark was insane. That guy. I mean, he didn't dabble in any instrument that he picked up. He mastered. I mean, the guy was crazy.
I saw Roy Clark on
Odd Couple. You ever see that?
On The Odd Couple.
Another one. Yeah.
Yeah. Me and my brother were watching it actually earlier, of him playing. It's a clinic.
No, he's insane. He's insane.
If you guys get a chance to watch that Ken Burns documentary about country music,
I haven't seen that.
You watch it. It's amazing. Like, you're gonna learn a whole bunch of shit, and then you're gonna be on YouTube going, "Who? Bob Wills?"
Even if you're not a fan, it's definitely a comprehensive instruction on modern music, country music, rock music, blues music, all of it.
Serious shit.
I'm a fan. Cool. I gotta check that out.
Chet Atkins.
Chet Atkins. I mean, that guy's just man. What a monster.
Jerry Reed. I'm reading the chat room.
Jerry Reed's one of my favorites.
Yep.
I mean, what was cool about Jerry Reed is that a lot of his songs were tongue in cheek and they were funny, and he was an amazing chicken picker. I mean, that dude was incredible. You know, like, she got the gold mine, I got the shaft. Come on, man. That's brilliant.
That is.
I mean, I remember as a kid, I owned a boy named
early country stuff was great.
I remember as a kid, I owned a boy named Sue on 45 and listened to it over and over and over again. I was like, Johnny Cash is the coolest guy ever.
He still is.
He's still badass. What a badass he was, man. Absolutely.
You know, and what happened with country too was, like, there was this subliminal thing when I was a kid, because I used to watch Hee Haw and I loved it.
I loved Hee Haw. I remember that. Yeah.
And you had all that country music in there, and I didn't recognize it as I got older, but I kind of came around to it, and then I realized how much I liked it when I was a kid. I think when I watched Hee Haw, it was kind of like just like the chicks. I just didn't know why I liked it.
Yeah. Hee Haw was laughing for rednecks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but they had like String Bean, and he was a killer banjo player. Yeah. They had Roy Clark was on there. I mean, all those dudes.
That was a funny show, though. I mean, that was a really good show. Still watch it all the time.
Yeah.
Check
on the dogs.
John 5 often cites Roy Clark and Owens as major influences. John 5's another killer player too. I mean, that dude's incredible.
Oh yeah, the Helicasters. There you go. You haven't checked them out? Check them out. That's some good shit right there, man.
Mm-hmm. There's so much good music. Once you start to expand like your shit and not be confined to borders on
Danny
music.
Gatton. I saw Danny Gatton live.
Yep. Yeah, Danny Gatton. What a tragic story that is. But what a great story.
Yeah.
There's a video on YouTube. It's a real shitty, grainy, terrible video. But it's him like playing in some crappy bar somewhere back in the early 80s. And it's amazing playing. Like, absolutely note for note. He's just an amazing player.
I was lucky enough to see him live, man.
That's awesome, man.
No.
Yeah, that's cool.
I saw John Lee Hooker live.
No.
Yeah, I got a chance to go check him out in San Diego when I lived down in San Diego. And I was like, yeah, he's old. I'm like, we better go. And, and it was me and a buddy of mine, my buddy Big Chris, who was like 440 pounds, big 6'5" black dude, and he was like one of three.
Why do they call him Big Chris?
Well, yeah. It was so funny because we got loaded and Chris was looking around and he goes, "Man, there's only like 3 of us in here. We did this shit." You know, and I think John was one of them. It was pretty awesome. I that show was great. Fabulous Thunderbirds opened up for him too.
Cool.
Yeah,
I got a chance to MC a Fabulous Thunderbirds Johnny Lang double bill at the House of Blues in New Orleans.
Oh,
and
sweet.
That was the easiest money I ever made. I was shocked and this is 1998, so Johnny Lang was still like 17.
Yeah, he was a phenom back then.
Yeah, and it was weird. I was shocked as shit when I found out he was white. Because I was like, I heard, first you'd never seen him, never knew it, and then I was like, he comes out and this little kid comes out and that voice of a 75-year-old black guy comes out of this kid. I was like, oh, his voice to me was more impressive than his guitar playing, and his guitar playing was as good as Kenny Wayne Shepherd or any other young blues player at the time.
Yeah, I remember when he first came out, the voice was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, what a voice on that kid.
Kenny Wayne, though, my big issue with Kenny Wayne Shepherd was the fact that it sounded a lot like SRV, Mach 2. And that's what I couldn't deal with.
That was his dad. His dad did that to him. His father was a radio guy down in Louisiana and basically guided him, and he's still his manager, I think.
It was just basically Kenny Wayne Shepherd, man. I like him. He's great.
I love him
live a couple of times, man. He's a killer guitar player.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. It was just at the time, like I was a big Stevie fan, and when Stevie passed, everybody wanted to sound like Stevie, and he was just like Mach 2.
There's nothing original about Kenny Wayne Shepherd. He's a great player.
Van Halen when I saw him at Red Rocks,
and he had the double trouble rhythm section, which was great.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing original about Kenny Wayne. He's a great player. I feel that way about Robert Cray. I think Robert Cray's super overrated. I don't think there's anything original about him. I just think he's a great player. He's
people say that about like Bonamassa is another one.
Right.
Joe Bonamassa.
I saw Joe Bonamassa.
Guys, even like Buddy Guy, a lot of them.
I saw Bonamassa when he was 12. He
never really
BB King.
I saw that too.
Yeah, I saw it. It was in Rochester Downtown Festival thing. That's
Bonamassa brings it in Black Country Communion.
I gotta hit it, guys. Good to see you, Ike. Take care, bud. Yeah, I gotta get to bed.
Good night, Caleb.
Good night, Caleb.
Thanks for having me.
Later, dude.
Well, good night, everybody.
Later, man.
You weren't engaged this week. You were out. You were busy doing your emailing and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
He's networking.
He's never working. Always working.
That's right.
I'm not working. All right. See ya.
All right, brother.
Catch you later, man.
Have a good one. Wow, it's quiet.
Oh, that was him? Oh.
Yeah, that background noise was all him.
That was him, yeah.
But I think I like Bonamassa's work with Black Country Communion. Like, I think that if he, he wants to be a blues player, but man, he's got another career if he wants to go the other way.
Well, I saw him with Bloodlines when he early on, and he played with it was a super group of famous
kids are famous, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw them at Penny Arcade in Rochester, and that was they were a great band. If Joe could play other than just blues, that's where I think, where he really kind of plants his flag. And he's a killer player, and he adds extra elements to it. The guy works hard. There's no bullshit about that.
I bought a Bonamassa, the Blu-ray, and I listened to half of it, and it just didn't do it for me. I know.
He's the Nickelback of guitar players. It's easy to shit on Joe Bonamassa.
Couldn't get into it.
People just dump on him because he's easy to dump on, for whatever reason.
Not because he's he's a great.
What's wrong with Nickelback?
Nothing. There's nothing wrong with Nickelback. That's the point. Is that they get dumped on because they're successful and people reference them and they're popular. That's why.
Yeah, people shit on Bonamassa all the time
for no reason, for no good reason.
He's an absolute. If you listen to his shit, he's spot on. He's a really good player. And then I've heard people like, "Oh, he's never really written anything. He just does covers." I'm like, no, man. If you listen to some of his albums, he's got some really good songs on there. It's just,
and he's a super nice guy.
but people come in with a bias already, and how do you change that bias if they come in thinking and also they're like, blues, dead blues, blah, 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 you know? How do you combat that shit when people can't? If you can't hear it, you can't hear it. Now, if you go listen to like the old school blues guys, there's definitely a different vibe than what you hear with Bonamassa. Bonamassa is very polished. Those older blues dudes, you go listen to Buddy Guy, even still as an old man right now, he's got that energy, and you could feel it. It's different.
I think Bonamassa gets sort of the same thing that a guy like Steve Vai gets, which is those who don't hear it claim that he doesn't play with any feeling. And you know, and Vai gets that tag too. And those are people that just don't get it. They don't feel it, because Vai plays with a ton of feeling, but it's because he's so technical. Bonamassa, because he's so polished, I don't know where it says that the blues have to be sloppy.
Right. No, I agree. I totally agree with that.
But I think
that's
100%.
Bonamassa, I think, is a beast on guitar. I've seen him a bunch of times. I mean, I get it, I guess. I don't know. I get it.
I'm not a fan at all of Bonamassa, but I understand why people are. I like his Black Country Communion stuff. I'm not a big consumer of his blues stuff. I'm just not. It's just
he
not
puts
something.
A hell of a live show on, though, man.
That's what everybody says.
Oh my God!
I've seen him a number of times. Like I said, I saw him when he was 12, and he was a killer player at 12.
Yeah.
You know, but but the polish part, and when he does his cover stuff, you know, when he's doing covers of Howlin' Wolf, he's doing covers of B.B. King, you're not going to get that same energy as you got from those guys.
No.
He does like some of his blues stuff. When he performs his own music, it's really good. Like John Henry, listen to John Henry.
John Henry's a great fucking song.
Great fucking song. It's his song, and you could feel that energy within that more than you could feel for me when he does the covers, because he's not gonna replicate some of that other shit.
I think he gets to take it away from guitar. To take it away from guitar, I think he gets the same sort of beat down that Jeff Gordon got when he was driving NASCAR. And I'm not a NASCAR fan. I know a lot of NASCAR fans, and the big rap on Jeff Gordon was he's got no cachet. He's not genuine.
He was from California. That's why they beat him up.
I understand it. So what is Joe Bonamassa is a trust fund kid. What does he know about the blues? And I think that's the thing that people dump on him is, here's a guy that's supposed to be this amazing blues player who's never had a day in his life where he's ever felt the blues, where he's ever experienced the blues. And I think I think we do that. I think we do that as a culture.
He's definitely got something.
I understand what you're saying, but that's the thing. There are people who they're just looking for a reason to dump on him, and I think credibility is a thing that he doesn't have. They think they see the suit, they see the glasses, they see the nerd, and they don't see a dirty bluesy guy that hasn't shaved, that probably has a bottle of whiskey off to the side.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't say that for any of the
old school blues guys. They wore suits and they were sharp.
I know Fred King was that guy.
That's a good point. They did, man. They dressed for the stage. You're right.
I'm with you.
Always wore a suit. John Lee Hooker always wore a suit.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm with you.
Other guys like Alec, like look at Albert Collins. I mean, you could feel that fire in there. Same thing with, you can't listen to Howlin' Wolf and not just go.
Yep. I hung out backstage with Albert Collins.
What's that?
I hung out backstage with, yes. I got to find the photos. We were down at a show in Manhattan, and my cousin was like, we're walking by, and he's like, can we go backstage? He just asked the guard. And the guard was like, hold on a second, let me see. He walks up, he comes down, he's like, go ahead, go up. So I sat down, and Albert Collins giving another fan from the show a guitar lesson. And I was like,
that's amazing.
That's how freaking cool he is. And I have the photos to prove it. I just have to find them. I got them.
Yeah, that's
when was that? In the last 15 years? Yeah,
that was in the 80s.
That's how accessible.
Albert's been dead for a long time.
Yeah, that was in the 80s.
There's a thing there that word that you just pulled out. You know, there's an authenticity thing that I think that Bonamassa gets tagged with, whether or not it's deserved or not. There's an authenticity thing that he doesn't check that box for a lot of people.
Right.
And again, not me. I don't listen to his blues stuff. So I'm speaking from a place of complete ignorance. I'm only speaking from what I see from the outside. People that aren't into him immediately, they're not into him, not because they've never sat down and listened to him, but because they say he's never had the blues. What does he know about the blues? He's a trust fund kid. He's not authentic. There's all these reasons and excuses to shit on the guy. Meanwhile, sit down and listen to his music and then tell me whether or not, if you don't like it, at least you listened to it instead of you going into it with a preconception and just dumping it on him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I think that happens a lot.
And I agree with that. That's why I'm saying, like, I think if people listen to like his albums, that it's his music and not like just hearing him play, because you see on YouTube a lot of him doing covers of like Howlin' Wolf, because he did the whole Muddy Wolf tour, which was Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Water songs, and it's like he executed them fantastically. But when he's playing his own songs, that's where I think you get more authenticity.
And that's why I like his Black Country Communion stuff, because it's away from that. It's not.
Right. He wrote it in his feeling.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, they're not all great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, because a lot of people are like, he doesn't have any songs. Like, he does. You got to just go find them. Like I said, John Henry's a great song, and there's a lot of really good work in there.
Yeah, it's called The Ballad of John Henry. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's other great blues players like Tab Benoit's another. Tab Benoit's a trust fund baby, but he's a killer player too. I've seen him a few times now.
Who is it? Who?
I see.
Tab Benoit. So
I never heard of him.
And then Benoit.
Benoit.
What's that?
Yeah, Benoit.
Yeah, I think
that. Oh, I never heard of him.
Benoit. It's spelled like Benoit.
Yeah, Benoit.
Benoit. Yeah, OIT.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah, Benoit's a great player. If you
I never heard of him. I gotta definitely check him out, man.
And if you like shredders that have a country feel to them, Michael Lee Firkins, who's also no longer with us, but Michael Lee Firkins is a guy that brought country and blues into the shred genre as well.
He's not?
Nice.
I don't think he's with us around anymore, or is he? I don't think he is.
I'm friends with him on Facebook. I met him.
Well, then he is. Then I guess he is.
Well, let me.
Well, his Facebook account may still be up.
He played the Jason Becker benefit. That's
I could be wrong then. I was under the impression he was gone.
Let me see.
My mistake.
Somebody brings up
he is still
Rock Candy Funk Party. That's a cool thing that Bonamassa does.
He is with us. Sorry,
he posted 12 hours ago.
Yeah, he's still alive. As far as I know.
It's a minute ago. It's a minute ago.
Who's the guy I have? There's a shredder that I have that is no longer with us. Who am I missing? Is it Mike Hartman? Who the fuck is it?
Mike Hartman's gone. Yeah,
I'll find it. Yeah,
from the David Lee Roth record.
Yeah, it might be Mike Hartman. I might have got the two of them confused. My mistake. I think so. Yeah.
If you guys want to check out, like, so this is a jump again. If you guys want to check out like old school country kind of vibe from a dude that's still doing it, check out Dale Watson. He comes through Denver like at least once a year.
Who is it?
Dale Watson. Mike, if you want to go, he plays over here at the Oriental, right near my house. If you want to go, man, we'll go.
I'll go. I'm there.
It's old school country. It's got that old school, he's got songs like, if that's country, you can kiss my ass. It's shit like that, but it's really fucking good. They got the stand-up bass player and the whole nine.
Just subscribe, by the way.
What's that?
I just subscribed, and I can't wait to listen to it.
Good. You're gonna you'll dig that shit. Trust me.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Check out, if you want to check out another blues player that is not all blues, is check out Matt Schofield. That dude is a monster player, and he adds a lot of elements of guitar playing that aren't, traditional blues, but it fits in perfectly with a blues genre kind of like music. He does arpeggio shit and some off bass stuff, some even modal shit, but it's all blues. It's killer. And if he's playing straight blues too, it's great.
Cool, man.
It's funny. I get all these, like, if you go into like a shop and they put these blues collections out, these things are awesome. Like, if you've ever wondered if these were worth like the $7 that they cost, to like box sets that have
they're worth every penny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're absolutely worth everything, because
they're all taken from.
These things are awesome.
I'm shutting up.
Why are you shutting up?
If you've ever like it, a lot of that stuff is from the original '78s. If you're talking about old blues stuff, it's like a lot of it. They finally put them onto CD or onto digital with a lot of the. So if you're
where
really
all you hear,
all
you can hear is crackling. Is this all just crackling?
No, because nowadays they get rid of all that. Nowadays they get rid of all.
You can barely hear the music.
They mastered them.
Yeah, well, that was back in the '80s and '90s when you would get them on CD.
I actually got into classical music like that, Paul. Buying some, the discs that had just a bunch of classical stuff. I mean, I had no idea. I was rudderless, being a captain, and then I went ahead and just bought a compilation, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like Mozart, I think is one of the. What do you got? I
think I paid $12 for this. 12 CDs, 240 hits.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
And if you look at some of the people that are on it, it's like Eddie Cochran, Gene Vincent,
early,
Bill
Haley, rock and roll.
Yep, Bill Haley in the comments. I'm guessing
240.
Yeah. But is it from the original?
Awesome. Yes,
recordings.
Yes, and it's
like that's good stuff. Then
it's like Rocket 88 and shit is on here. This is like all the.
Look at all those songs.
Oh yeah, no, it's
look at
ridiculous.
The back. Look at all those. Those are all songs.
Yeah.
Is that vinyl?
How many CDs?
Oh, CDs.
No, it's 12 CDs, and I think I paid $12 for it.
That's not the credits. That's not the credits. Those are the songs.
Yeah, those are just the songs.
Yeah,
240.
$12.
Well, that's how you learn shit, right? I mean, that's the perfect way to do it, man. Go in, grab it, go in blind.
Like if you're looking for a copy of Whoa Boy by Red Smith, I got it.
Oh, that's where it is.
Oh, that's where it is.
That's crazy.
Absolutely worth every penny I paid for it. Because even if half the songs on it are shit, I still paid $12 for 120 songs.
You still have 120 kick-ass songs.
Yeah, even if half the record is. Even if half, and it's not.
Yeah. Even if the whole thing sucks, it's a deal. For that many songs.
Well, you'll still find some that are killer, and sometimes that's a great way to jump into a different genre. Like when I first started listening to blues, I started buying those like $3 compilations. I'm like, I don't know any of these dudes.
Yeah.
But again, you got to be careful. You might get. I mean, like I got some collections of like big band stuff back in the '90s and stuff that was like it was taken directly from old '78s that had all the scratches and sounded terrible mono. I mean, but then again, you can find the stuff that maybe Paul has or that's out there that was like the pristine. First pressing kind of stuff, recording that still sounds amazing. That was,
But stuff like, I mean, being able to have stuff like
vinyl stuff.
I bought some of that stuff too, where you plug it in, and you're like, what the? You got to crank your fucking thing all the way up. You're like, this is shit.
Oh yeah,
it's been processed 4 times before it got recorded onto that.
That's the way it was in like the '90s and 2000s, where it was processed. But then some of the earlier stuff was when it all had all the crackles and everything from the original '78 recordings or whatever it might have been.
I like Ben Tom is giving me a hard time.
I mean, there's all the different kinds.
Ben Tom's giving me a hard time telling me I've earned my old man card. Shut up. If you don't know about Rocket 88, man, you're the one missing out.
Rocket 88 is a freaking awesome tune.
Yeah, you got to go back and grab some of that rockabilly stuff and Gene Vincent stuff.
I got Ida Red. What a great song.
Oh, yeah.
Ida Red.
All that stuff is great. That's where I love the scratching. Nice job, Johnny. All that stuff, all that Chuck Berry and Fats Domino and early stuff that Bill Haley and stuff that is the foundation, Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis, all that stuff.
I'm a huge Ray Charles fan.
Yep, well worth listening to. 60 years
Ray
later.
Charles. Yeah.
Ray
Charles
it's worth it.
Chuck Berry are incredible inspirations. Yep. Just. I mean, those are bedrock dudes.
Any of the early R&B, Little Richard,
James Brown,
Elvis, all of that stuff. James Brown. I mean, damn.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's a lot of value in that stuff.
I saw him
listen
live.
back and listen to that stuff.
I saw James Brown live.
Did you really?
Did you really? Oh,
yeah.
That stuff's well worth owning. All that stuff, man. If you don't, that's the foundation.
Early live James Brown is amazing.
Oh, you gotta let me. This is a man. This is a man's world. Holy shit! What a vocal take.
Good stuff.
Everybody started going for the old blues stuff.
I love all that stuff because that stuff got us to Public Enemy, and that stuff got us to
I got all the funk stuff.
To Bruno Mars. Yeah. That stuff got us to
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever got into Tower of Power. Check out Tower of Power.
Tower of Power, yeah.
But all that stuff takes us to where we are now. You know, if it weren't for Rocket 88, we don't get Jerry Lee Lewis and we don't get Little Richard. And if we don't get Little Richard, then we don't get Lemmy Kilmister. If we don't get Lemmy Kilmister, then we don't get James Hetfield. Yeah. And if we don't get James Hetfield, then we don't get Tom Araya. And if we don't get Tom Araya, we don't get Corey Taylor. If we don't get Corey I mean, it all comes, that all goes back to James Brown and Bill Haley and Little Richard and Jerry Lee Lewis and Fats Domino. All that stuff. Scotty Moore is the reason why guys like Yngwie exist, because guitar players like that begat. You got to know that. You got to trace it all the way back. And it's so much fun to do.
Every musician picked up an instrument because of another musician. Okay? Singing, whatever you slid into, bass, voice, whatever. You did it because you were inspired by somebody that you heard.
Yeah, you trace it back. It's so much fun to go, oh shit, that's where I got it from.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what happened to me when, like I said, I was kind of, I was a metal dude, and then I saw BB King, and then I got into blues. And once I started kind of tracing that shit back to like Buka White, and you're getting into Albert Collins and Albert King, and all these other dudes.
Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Oh yeah, and so what happened is, as I started to travel back in time with some of those old blues players, I started realizing that Deep Purple, Rainbow, all this other shit, fucking Sabbath, which I absolutely love, all of that stuff,
Clapton.
I realized was
Good night,
just
Thomas.
fucking louder blues played faster. And I was able to put those point to point. And it was kind of an incredible little bit of a journey for me, going, oh, this riff is that same, this Cinderella riff is the same fucking riff. It's just played with an electric guitar and louder. So it was very amazing to know, and that's what changed my musical stuff, because of like a lot of that stuff, knowing where it came from.
When you
realized they weren't.
You can break free from those stereotypes.
Yeah,
Bill Ward brought in jazz, because he loved jazz,
and Ian Pace, Bill Ward and Ian Pace.
Yeah, yep. So you
Ginger Baker was a jazz drummer.
And Ginger.
You don't think of jazz when you talk about Black Sabbath.
Bonham too.
Yeah, you don't think about jazz when you think about Black Sabbath, but Bill Ward, he brought that groove into the band.
Yeah. Early Sabbath was a jazz band.
We were talking about this a couple
before
of weeks
they
ago.
were Black
Primus
Sabbath.
They were a jazz band.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean all that stuff. I mean, if you, and that's why hip hop, you can trace hip hop back to all of that as well. And that's why people go, I hate hip hop, I hate rap. Well, then you're missing out on some of that stuff is really friggin' good.
I agree.
Some of it is really good. Some of it is garbage, but you get that with anything. I mean,
I saw Public Enemy live, dude.
Right. For every Badlands, you get a Sea Hags. Yep. I mean, it happens.
Chuck D was a badass, man.
Outstanding. I own everything Public Enemy has ever released, plus both Terminator X albums and Chuck D's solo record, because they're brilliant. Every one of them is brilliant. It's fantastic music. Most of it recorded analog, which meant guys had to cut tape and use grease pencils to make that stuff happen. Yep. And if you don't think that's art, you're missing out.
Look at an album like Paul's Boutique or something like that, which was, again, another analog. All analog, all splicing, all that. I mean,
all day.
Beastie Boys was.
Well, a lot of the Beastie Boys stuff was just, man, it was. They brought so many elements in this stuff, and they still had like, they had cool guitar, like Sabotage. What a great freaking song!
Mm-hmm.
That is.
Yeah, they could play. They could jam as a band as well.
They were a punk rock band.
If you haven't seen the Netflix,
they were a hardcore punk band before they went into rap.
Yeah.
Yep.
But some of those songs, it's like it's the gas pedal to the floor, and you're like fucking bah.
Yeah.
Playing until that shit's over. It's like, man, some of that stuff was killer. You know,
like you said, Sabotage. That song right off the bat. That's a killer tune, man.
I love Sabotage. I love it. No sleep till Brooklyn.
Kerry King.
I remember doing a cross country trip, and in the last leg of the trip, I knew that when I got up that day, I was going to make it back to Long Island. And so I started the fucking I played that song like 4 times that day because I had fucking tapes and shit.
Yeah.
And I started my day off. I got up in the morning, had my coffee, and no sleep till Brooklyn because I'm like, I know I'm going to get to New York.
I'm going to make it to Brooklyn tonight. Yeah,
I'm going to make it to Brooklyn.
It's funny because I listened to my mom. The great thing about my mom was 20 when I was born. I was born in '68, so mom's 20 years old. So her record collection is awesome. Like I'm going through the Beatles and Zeppelin and all that stuff, and I find this Sly and the Family Stone, and I'm like, let me try this out. So I listen to that, and I start finding funk, and I knew the first time I heard Rock Box from Run DMC that there was such thing as good hip hop. Like I had already heard Sugar Hill Gang, and I had already heard, Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash and Slick Rick and all that stuff. But when I heard Rock Box and I heard them bring a guitar into it and give it some teeth, I was like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
And then from DMC was the first hip hop artist that went, if we put a heavy guitar in this, not just a funk beat, not just Good Times, the backbeat from Good Times from Chic, but if we put a heavy guitar in this, we can get white kids to like this stuff too. And they did. And once I heard Rock Box, I was hooked. And anything that had sort of that, and then Public Enemy, how the way they changed the beat and their production style, and the way the Bomb Squad and then the Johnson Crew, and all of that stuff. And you're just like,
and by then you were getting the crossovers with Anthrax and
Public Enemy. Exactly. Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Anthrax covered Public Enemy, and people don't know that Bring the Noise is a Public Enemy song on their second record.
Yeah.
They think Anthrax did the song and invited Public Enemy in, and it's the other way around.
The other way around.
Scott Ian and those guys understood that hip hop was the future. They saw that it was the future, and they wanted to be in on the ground floor.
And they liked it. And they music too. Yeah.
And then they did "I'm the Man," which was hilarious.
That's a funny fucking song.
Yeah.
What's that movie with Brendan Fraser? What's the movie with Brendan Fraser? Airheads, right? I gotta watch.
Yeah, Airheads.
Airhead. My God.
I haven't seen that in years. I gotta watch that.
I watched that.
It just made me think of it.
I need to see that again. That is.
I saw that Anthrax Public Enemy thing. That was tight, man. Whatever.
We should watch that. Sandler. We should watch that.
Definitely.
In Discord or something.
Oh, we should do a live watch.
Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing?
I'm good. I look frozen though, huh? I look really laggy, huh?
Yeah, you're very laggy, dude.
Ah,
Man, I can hear a little bit of digital stutter too.
Really?
Yeah, it's not the crackling from that you were feeding us. It's legitimate digital stuttering.
Actual crack.
Johnny loves Safita's crack.
Is it digital stuttering or is it Johnny stuttering?
It's the digital Johnny stuttering.
Okay.
Sucks, man. I restarted my computer twice.
Well, the good news is we've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we can probably wrap it.
Yeah, I'm probably good. I gotta.
I think we're good
tomorrow. So.
Yeah, you only have
18 here.
Have a business to run. Speaking of business to run, before we go, hold on. Before we go, yeah.
You want to see this again?
Yep.
Look at it. Look.
Nice. Look at that. Can all drool over that.
So are you going to have him connect? Are you going to have him set up the neck pickup?
No. I want to get it original and then figure out what I want to do with it. I want his tech's going to set it up for me, and the action as low as it can get. That's the way I like it, and then I'll run with it.
Well, check it out because it feels pretty good right now.
The neck is too his neck is too dark.
You think so?
Yeah, it looks like it's baked maple.
Yeah, but when I'm done,
it looks like aged maple. It doesn't.
It won't be dark.
What's that?
I said when I'm done with it.
I couldn't hear you. Boing.
Who's doing that?
Forget it. That joke has sailed.
You're like, no, tell it again. It'll probably be funny this time.
No, not at all. No. It crashed every time I tried it. Well, thanks for coming on, brother, man. This is cool.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah,
guys.
cool hanging out with you.
I appreciate you guys inviting me over.
Yeah.
Plug your store before we go, man.
What's that?
Anytime.
Plug your store before we go. Tell everybody what you do, man.
If you want to, check us out at flipside-music.com. Music store. Got cool guitars. We got 1,000 pedals, all that kind of stuff. If you're in the Denver area, feel free to stop in. Check us out online. All that good stuff. That's
cool.
That's the fast, easy plug.
There you go.
Yeah, there it is. If you guys can hear me, yeah. I just put his link in the chat.
Yeah, go check us out over there. Also, if you want to, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, just Flipside Music. We'd appreciate the subscribers. We're trying to gather them a little at a time. We got more demo videos and stuff coming out, soon, very soon.
Subscribe and repost. That's the way it works, everybody. You all know that.
Yeah, we're just a small shop trying to make a living, not trying to get a real job. So,
mom pop shop.
Yeah, we take care of our customers.
That's right.
Awesome.
Do you deliver guitars to guys that really want his guitar?
Yeah. Actually, during the pandemic, I actually made about 6 different deliveries for guys that bought stuff because everybody was in lockdown. They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, where you live? And I'm like, I'll just bring it to you. They're like, what? And I go, I got time, bro. Ain't nobody coming in the store. All I'm doing is here shipping stuff out to people, all over the country. So, yeah, if you want me to be there at 1, I'll bring your guitar to you. So I actually drove about 45 minutes down to Castle Rock. I had a gentleman buy a $2,400 guitar or a $2,400 amplifier, one of the Rev amps.
Nice.
And he bought it on a Friday afternoon. And I go, hey, I called him. I was like, hey, dude, you're not going to get this till Tuesday. But if you want, I'll bring it to you tomorrow morning. And he goes, fucking really? And I go, yeah. And he goes, why would you do that? I go, I got a lot of time. we got plenty of time. I'm like,
it's also customer service, though.
Yeah. And so I drove down to Castle Rock. Mike, you know where it's at.
I know exactly where it is. Yep.
Yeah, so I drove down to Castle Rock, pulled in the guy's driveway, opened, here you go. And he's like, dude, this is great. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So
Castle Rock is south of Denver on I-25.
Yeah. About 45-minute drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Not around the corner.
No. Not.
No.
So yeah, we deliver.
Cool.
And you ship all over the country too. So there you go.
We ship all over the country and even all over the world ish. So I've sent stuff to Israel. We sent a guitar.
Oh, really? Israel. Neat.
Yeah. I had a guy reach out to me. He's like, hey, would you ship here? I go, send me your address and I'll let you know how much it costs. And gone. We shipped a Ibanez guitar, used one we had, to New Zealand during the pandemic. To Spain and some, a number of European countries. So yeah, when we do overseas, it's a little bit different, but we'll ship just about everywhere.
Sounds awesome, man.
Well, that's the worldwide commerce thing. I mean, let's face it, guys like Sweetwater, that's how they make their money is by doing, shipping everywhere around the world. And same thing with the guys over in England, the what do you call it, Andertons. I mean, those guys, that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
They ship around the world.
But the thing is, for us, because we get a lot of trade-ins for pedals, before the pandemic, we had 325 used pedals in stock.
Wow.
You know, because we have 1,000 new pedals, and people. What happens is the local guys are like, "Hey, I just was playing in a 80s cover band. Now I'm playing in an early 2000 cover band, so I need to get rid of all of this shit and buy all that shit so I can do my other shit." And so they'll come in with a dozen pedals, and we'll switch things out and sell some new stuff. But then what happens is we end up with like oddball or rare pedals or stuff that you don't see every day. And then people from around the world are like, "Holy shit, you got a Gen 1, you know, XYZ pedal? Yeah. Can you ship it to Israel?" And we're like, "Yeah, we'll do it." So
that is cool, man.
Nice.
yeah, it's kind of cool when we get those random, you know, I had a guy from New Zealand, like I said, "Hey, do you guys really have this guitar?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's on the website." And he's like, "Well, how much is it going to cost to ship it to New Zealand?" I was like, $250. And he goes, "Okay, that sounds great, mate. I'll take it." Okay. So
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. And again, mom and pop shop. That's important, man. I think it is.
Yeah. Screw the corporate guys that are getting. You know, there's a little part of me, Johnny, when you posted that picture of the corporate guitar store getting ripped off there in your neighborhood, that smiled. There was
I saw that too, and I didn't really feel that bad.
There was a little part of me. I was like, "Who cares? They ripped off guitars that have been bouncing off the floor for the past 6 months."
And those are the same assholes that buried the little guys when they moved into town. So fuck them.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
So I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I mean, those big companies buried the little guys. That they deliberately put those guys out of business. And so while they got robbed, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah. How many guitars did you steal from that?
At least, you know, I was in a Prius. I couldn't get any.
Prius.
If I was in the Van of Doom, I would have fucking stole half the store.
Oh.
We're just joking, people out there.
Yeah, I didn't steal anything.
You got to be careful nowadays, man. You know.
I think the last new guitar I bought, and it wasn't even new, I bought it secondhand from Phil McKnight. It was his was that DK that I was talking about earlier, the Pro Mod. I don't buy new guitars, man. I get all my stuff is secondhand, and I'm not interested in new guitars. There isn't a new guitar out there that I want to buy.
I'm mostly a used guitar guy myself, but I mean, I'm at the store, so it's
right.
What's weird for me is because if we get a new guitar in that I bond with, like that G&L,
right.
I bought 4 of those when we bought them, and that one I just kept going back to that particular one because it felt right. But I'm buying it at wholesale, so I'm getting it at a little bit of a discount. So sometimes the new one will slip through.
Well, I mean, that was the same thing. I had no interest in buying that Pro Mod. I walked in, my buddy Dan has a store here in town, and it was on the wall, and he had it on consignment from McKnight. And I pulled it down. It's one of the, you know, it's basically the Charvel Gem configuration with the 2 Hummers and the single in the middle with the baked maple neck. And I started playing. I'm like, oh my God, this feels too good. What do you want for it? Like I had no intention of buying a new guitar. But that guitar's a couple of years old. And they don't make them anymore anyway. So
are you down in Arizona then?
Yeah. I'm in Phoenix.
Nice. I lived in Phoenix for like 6 months back in 2000.
And then after you melted for 6 months, like, I'm out of here.
It wasn't my kind of town.
Hot as hell.
It just wasn't for me. It was that, and it was just there was a different vibe that just I didn't jive with. And then because when I got to Denver, it kind of felt right.
Yeah.
And so I moved.
I never been to Phoenix. We gotta go riding, Paul. So I'll definitely come down there.
You know where to find me.
I got a good friend that lives in. I got 2 friends that live in Phoenix. One of them I went to high school with. So, you know, I try to make my way down there every once in a while to visit those guys. So if I make my way through, if you want to hang out, man, love to have a beer or whatever.
Not tough to find.
Cool. No.
Yeah, let me know when you're around.
All right, sounds cool, man.
Awesome. You guys can still hear me, right?
We good?
What's that?
You can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I can't tell because I'm lagging. My video is so bad. This computer is it's awful. What? What do we say, John BL?
Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
And yeah,
thanks, everyone. Have a
Ike,
great
thanks
week.
for hanging out, Ike.
Well, thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
absolutely.
I appreciate
hang out with you.
It was nice. Feel free if you got to fill a spot. Let a brother know.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we're here every Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man.
Let's see. Thank you. Yeah, we lost Facebook a couple hours ago. The Facebook stream left. So, but
why did we lose their stream?
StreamYard. Sometimes it lost the feed. So
is it timeout or just loses it?
It lost it. It gave me a message saying we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook's end. Is it possible the stream was deleted? What? I don't know what it's some weird message. I don't know. But thank you everybody here on YouTube. Thank you to our channel members. We love each and every one of you. And we'll see you guys next time. So what?
Thank you.
Rock on. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you for inviting me and everybody in the chat room, man. Thanks for hanging out. It's been a blast.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Woo.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
JohnnyBeane.com. Let me see. I'll pick one of these. All right.
Hello, John hasn't really thought. He's had 3 hours and 31 minutes to put together the close of the show because he hasn't said a word in 45 minutes.
He's been struggling with that computer over there.
I've been frozen. Yeah. All right. Good night, everybody. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, watch another video. Goodbye.